These. What were those? Them joints. They're hard. What? Tell the people.
Alexander McQueen.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Big boy stuff. Big boy stuff.
Yeah, I heard Dan talking about Fashion Week.
Yeah,
right.
he did.
He was right. He was right. He was right. He was right.
Right about what?
That I don't know how to operate this mic. No, he was wrong. He was right at the fact that it's not for the man them. And I saw people getting upset.
Hold on 1 second. Classic. I did.
Banger. Yeah, Dan, I heard what Dan was saying, man, about Fashion Week and.
Yeah, he said it's not for the man them.
Yeah, I hear him, man. I hear him. And it's, you know what? It's less to. And Dan spoke about the dressing and the clothing and all of that, and I hear him. But it's more the vibe and attitude. One thing I want to say about us black people, I'll narrow it down, and I know that annoys people. I know it annoys people because
What, that you narrow it down?
Come on, they annoys people. I see them like, you're racist there, and I hear that.
Oh, is that where you're going now?
I hear that, but I'm narrowing it down to black people and the places that I'm from. When you went into an African person's household, you had to refer to the mum and dad as auntie, as uncle. There was a level of respect you knew that had to be maintained.
Yeah.
You saw the hierarchy in ages, and you see the people in these Perusian whatever streets that my man called it.
Yeah.
They're just rank and outer order. It's like I'm surrounded by Peppa Pig. I couldn't deal with it. I went to one club, a man's calling my brethren caphead. When I say you can't call a grown man caphead, he's looking at me and saying, what? And before he said I could get in, he goes, Poet, you can go in. And I was with someone, obviously my G. So he said they can go in as well. And then when he refers to the person, my other brethren, that's my manager, he calls him caphead. I'm saying to this brother, you can't call grown man caphead.
So wait, he don't even know him?
He don't even know him.
That's mad.
This is how these French people are. And when I say to him, you can't call him caphead, he said, oh, what did you say? 360, goodbye. 360, goodbye.
That's mad.
Not even turn around, not even you're not coming in tonight. 360, goodbye. And he bopped off like he's doing fashion walk.
That's crazy.
I said, but see, they're just too bright.
So is there still bare raves? Is there still a lot of dances and that happen around Fashion Week? And
Everywhere there's a... This is when I knew only Fashion Week.
Yeah.
I'm in a dance and I get invited by my brethren to a table and it's me, Jolie and Lescott, Kano and Clichy.
That's random.
That don't happen anywhere on planet Earth other than Fashion Week.
Do you know what? Actually, funny enough, when I went to Fashion Week last time, which was 5 years ago now, which is mad to even say. 5 years ago. Yeah, Kano was there then. But he was doing stuff with Clarks. That's it. I remember.
But he was doing stuff as well. These times because he was with Getz and they're doing up Amiri and Bear Ting. So they're doing their thing.
Is that what they're... Getz was there doing that as well, yeah?
Come on, you know these brothers.
Yeah, I do like that though.
Of course. But I do understand why I say it's not for the man them. It's very... Like the man them stare... Like, man them love to stare in a dance. Let's not pretend they don't. You go into a yard dance, you see the man them preying. But the man them preying are very obvious that they're preying you. They don't, like, make it seem like they're not preying you. When they're on you, they're staring at you and like, yeah, that's not up, so whatever. Sometimes it's sly as well, but more time. You see these dance? Everyone are prey everyone, but they just do it like they're all gal.
Okay.
But they're not all gal.
Yeah.
Unless they identify that way, but Trump is coming to stop that.
Yes, right.
My word, his word. Don't get angry at me. I'm wearing a scarf with a cardigan. I'm trying to get me flexing my thing. But yeah, so the energy and vibe, it's just all a bit mad.
Now, do you know what I know? Like, so
it's all crazy.
In my head, yeah. On one side, it's like, yeah, I like it. The man them's there, whatever. They're doing all of that, and I do like that. And I realized it isn't for the man them. But the reason why I say that I like it is because you don't traditionally see the man them doing all of that. So it's nice to see the man them in that space, even though I know that it's not for the man them. Does that make sense?
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
History does repeat itself, though.
It's kind of like, it's like basically, it's a door that's broken down because obviously they've accepted an element of coolness from a certain dynamic. So I like that. But then I'm like, it's still not for us though.
They basically opened the door a bit because they realise they can't deny the influence.
Right then. Exactly that.
They're not happy.
Exactly that.
It's not like... but the thing is, this is where I understand why you say I'm racist. It's in their DNA and history of the Europeans to go places that they're not allowed to go and do what they want. But when we go over to their place, we must comply. Such as history suggests they stole people. We never stole any of those. They just came over here to visit and just didn't leave. Hence why we have Spanish town.
They didn't want them.
People. Do you know where I'm coming from? So they're used to just invading.
Yeah.
But when we go over there, we have to comply.
So is there a way to go over there and not comply?
Yes, you have to be white. Speak French and you might find a way. But if you don't speak French...
And you're black, then it's techie.
If you're not speaking French and you're black, they might give you a blight. But not speaking French and being black and then being loud like me and tall, skinny Jamaican. Telling man, shut up about 360 after you done the 360.
Yeah, after he did it.
I'm being cheeky. Everyone's laughing.
Wait, the one, it's technically the 180, but yeah, still.
It was 180 because he didn't spin back round.
Yeah, exactly.
He did.
Huh?
He did. He spun round and walked back.
He spun round and walked back. That's why I said, okay.
How can you do the 360? I'm still standing here. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It's not for us because they don't want us there, but they have no choice but to have us there.
They don't. There's an element of like, you know, it is, they have to tolerate it, but then if at some point they can turn somebody away, they'll feel a little bit of fulfillment from that. Let's just turn just one. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Listen, I haven't had a situation with a club or anything like that for a little while, but I will always remember what I believe was potentially the last one, and it was when we was in Italy. You know what it is? It's so sometimes it happens so subtle but so blatant. Yeah. You know, like it's just you're not getting in today. You're just not today. It's just not happening today.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Probably not though.
But today?
Probably not. Like, we was in Italy. We went to one place and it was just like. No.
But you know what? Though?
And the thing is, sorry, Poe. You see, for me, I was getting to that stage anyway in my life where it's like, you know what? You don't actually have to threaten me to go back to find something else to like. You get what I'm saying? It's not a problem. I'm not gonna sit here, stand outside, scream, shout, do this, that, and the foot, whatever. I sense it. I'm off. I'm
telling you, the bouncers sometimes are doing you a favour. That's all I was.
100%.
They're telling you don't come in here for your safety.
Yes.
They just can't disguise it any other way other than the way they say they're programmed to say no like that. There's no nice way of saying you can't come in the club. But sometimes they're saving your life. Trust me. Yeah. They've saved my life a couple of times. Yeah. And then later on I go, oh, that's why you did.
That's why you say, yeah. That's why. I get it.
I get why you didn't want to disguise it. You just thought the best thing is he makes sure he don't get in here. Yeah. For his benefit. I don't care how I package it. Yeah. So them bouncers, thank you. There's been a few of you. Thank you. Good people.
You'd been alright otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah, man. Just working.
Give thanks. Back in the working groove.
Come on, man. Always working anyway. Didn't go Denmark. Shout out to the people that invited me to Copenhagen Fashion Week.
You didn't go where?
I couldn't go Denmark, Copenhagen Fashion Week.
Why?
I was a little bit under the weather. Obviously, I don't understand that terminology because essentially we're all under the weather.
Right then.
But yeah, that's how I felt. So I decided to stay home and recover.
Oh, that's a bit unlike you though. Wouldn't you still push through? You'd have pushed through that still.
Usually, but Jose Mourinho said the most important part of training is recovery.
There you go.
So Jose Mourinho is my idol. Happy birthday, Jose Mourinho.
It's his birthday. Big him up every time.
Yeah, went to the past
so you just chilled out?
I chilled out. No, but chilling, obviously in my world, work is still running. So Filthy Fellas was still running.
Yeah. Still active, but just not like on planes and travelling about the place and this, that and the fourth and whatnot.
You can't carry germs to another country.
Well.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. I choose not to. I was saying to
my
sister.
It might be partly the reason how COVID happened over here, but still.
I did say to my sister though, there are some codes and things that you have that actually die when you give it to somebody else. And there are some that you actually need to medicate yourself for. So essentially, if sharing is caring, if one of the flus or colds that I've got, you need to give it to someone else I should have shared it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then I would have got rid of it and I would have been fine.
Yeah.
And then you could do the same.
That's part, like, sometimes being ill, there's an element of selfishness in that. It's like, all right, cool, I'm ill. Let me just bring somebody around me, pass it on. Hopefully it comes off of me and now it's on you. And you have to deal with that now. You have to deal with that. I served
my time.
Yeah, I've done mine. I've done my bit.
Pass it on the left hand side.
But you see, like my mum, for example, it's like, you can be ill around there and she don't catch it, you know. She don't catch it.
I hate people like that.
Yeah, like my mum is very rarely ill. Very rarely.
But I remember that phase in my life.
I even remember when all that, obviously all the stuff that was going on with Peter, whatever. with my mum. I caught COVID. This was just after Peter died. I caught COVID. I was at my mum's yard. COVID licked me down mad. Oh, now my mum ain't had a slice of that.
What?
Oh, now my mum ain't had a slice of that.
Yeah, your mum sings different.
It's crazy.
Different.
She ain't like she didn't know what it felt like to lose your taste, your smell, just the illness, the shivering. Remember when it was really licking people down? She never got that. She never got none of that. She never got none of that. And I remember when I got it bad the first time.
I remember. You was sweating up.
Bro, like, honestly, I got it so bad. I remember thinking, fucking, like, if you are 70 years old or 80 years old and you catch this, you are in a big pickle if you get it this way. Everything, my knees was like all round here.
Crazy.
Felt shut, bro. It was mental. Sweating like crazy. Lost taste. Lost smell, bro. Man, what a fucking time, bro.
Sorry to go left. Let's stay there for a second. During that time, if people remember or not, myself and Chuckie embarked on a journey. We've done a new show called Elephant in the Room.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was during COVID, isn't it?
That was during COVID.
Yeah.
You might remember the ZZ Malls episode that was pretty nice. And there was also an episode of Doctor where I said that my brethren that was willing to punch me in the face was more dangerous than COVID. And everyone laughed at me.
I remember.
Everyone laughed at me.
I remember.
And I don't know if I had the last laugh because I just lost interest. There it is. There's the last laugh. Now they're talking about how people that have had it, now they're all they're all seizing up, they're getting ill now, worse than before, and they're losing certain things because of the jab. And
yeah, the vaccine as well was really mashing. Like, it was really mashing people up, and like, obviously, you know, it was a real prime exercise of scare tactics. Like, you know, we could have had these conversations about scare tactics in the past year and given light examples of scare tactics. But this is the plain, simple, direct, in your face scare tactic example that you could get. You can't even get a next one than that.
It was loud though.
It was so loud.
And shout out all the celebrities and the man them that we embrace now and we act like it never happened, that encourage us to take vaccines. Some of you are part of our community and we pretend it never happened. But I promise you, for those that are pretending that it never happened, believe me, people got it in the back of their mind. Don't slip up. The moment you do slip up, they will remind you that they told you that you told them, to take vaccines for financial gain, and then came back to the community like nothing happened.
And do you know how rich some people got off that?
Some people, there's a man I love that done it.
Yeah.
There's a man that you love that done it. We all love a man in this room that encouraged people to take vaccines, and he's back in the community, and it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I stand with it because we've all done things.
Yeah, I mean, look.
But Jesus Christ, that one thing there, if you didn't see that was scare tactics.
Yeah, but you know what? On the other side of it, it's like some people just took a side, innit? And I understand that in that time where it actually felt for a moment for a lot of people that the world was in just in a place where it felt like it was going to be over. We've never experienced anything like this. It's like you can easily manipulate people within that. So if you've been manipulated, it's almost like it's hard for me to shame you in a situation like that, because this was the time where when everyone's already scared, you're easy to be manipulated. You were just a victim.
Yeah,
but sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, do you know what? I was a victim.
No, listen, I'm not talking about taking the vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about encouraging everybody on the net for financial gain to do the same thing.
For financial gain.
That
stinks.
I'm sorry. Don't tell me about no.
That stinks.
Oh, yeah, come on, fam. But you know and my new thing for this year as well, just say my bad. We can move on.
Yeah.
The longer you take to say my bad, the longer it stinks. And now it's difficult to forget the smell.
Yeah.
Let's forget the smell straight away.
It's mad how people always find a financial gain out of everything. Do you know how mad that is? You can find a financial gain out of literally everything.
My dad said to me, finance and fuckery go hand in hand.
Yeah. Like really and truly, yeah. Really and truly. When you deep it, it's like, and I know I've brought this up a few times, like when you die in that, yeah, it's a bit mad how expensive this thing can be. Isn't it really though? Like, do you know how expensive this thing can be?
Was it inheritance tax?
Oh my God, bro. That's all 50%.
Tax for me to inherit something that should be mine.
Yeah.
Once
Once it gets to a certain threshold, it's 50% of that out of your skin.
But there's a guy on the net telling you how to avoid that. I'm gonna plug it to the man them, so don't worry.
Is it?
Yeah, there's these black finance guys that come out here with good trims and they look like they listen to Future. I trust them.
What's the threshold? It's 300. Yeah, it's 350. 325. Yeah. So what some people are doing is, let's just say, for example, yeah, if your I'm gonna say it anyway. Fuck it. If your parents own a house and it's been paid off for, so they paid the mortgage or whatever, yeah, and the house is worth more than 350. If you now inherit that and sell it, you have to pay 50% tax. Yeah. However, what you can do is you can put the house in your name now, or you could potentially buy the house or get it given as a gift. But the thing is, the parents have to be alive for at the minimum 7 years. If they die 6 years and 11 months, you still got to pay this 50%. But if they are alive for the 7 years, then you won't have to pay that.
My new thing is any conversation with government and commercial over finance means whatever you purchase is not yours.
No, it's not.
If I bought this bottle of water, I can give this back to you and you can give it back to me, or you can give it to, and there's no inheritance tax. Even if I gave you this water and died, you could give it to him at the crime scene of my death and it costs nothing. Yes or no? Mm-hmm. But a house doesn't have that same value. Mm-mm. So that means the house is never really yours.
It's not.
So that means this country is never really yours.
Absolutely. There's
a house in Jamaica that apparently is just mine.
Is it?
There's no inheritance tax. There's none of this stuff. There's apparently something in Jamaica that's just mine because my dad left it for me.
Yeah, you don't have to pay inheritance. There's a lot of places you don't have to pay inheritance tax.
But I'm just
What about America? Do you have to? What is the inheritance tax in America? Quickly, because I know that they're on some fuckery too.
I reckon English people should be angry about this. If you are white English and you purchase something and you can't give it to your son about inheritance tax, you should be angry. It's your land.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your land, though.
I don't really like that. But though, I think the argument is that they are trying to, what's the best way of putting it? It's like they're trying to distribute out the wealth in a certain way, because the elites, the ones who have the big dough, they are like essentially keeping it amongst themselves, which is not great for the economy. That's in some way how they're looking at it. So they're trying to distribute elements of that. So say, for example, if you are a person who has, I don't know, X amount of millions, and now you're trying to but you're trying to pass this down to somebody else. For them, it's like, do you know what? I don't even know how to explain it.
But you know what, that's stupid.
I don't know how to explain it.
Without going into too much depth.
I just listened to a little bit on radio and it's like, it don't make sense to me, but they found a loophole. It's like, it's got something to do with not the people who own hundreds of thousands, even though we're the ones who will end up getting punished the most. I think it's for the people who earn millions of pounds or that have millions and millions of pounds.
So what that sounds like to me, and I could be wrong, is when I was in year 7, my friend done something wrong in class and we all got stayed behind for detention.
Yes.
But I didn't do nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's that.
So
that's
essentially,
a great example.
This doesn't make sense. Chuckie, in life,
the threshold should be higher.
Chuckie, is it too much for me to ask for things just to make sense?
No. Do you know? Hear what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying? Sorry. I'm just in my brain. Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's not even that. My stance on tax in general has always been this. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Providing I can see where the money is going. If you're telling me, you know what,
Fair enough.
you have to pay this amount of tax, whatever the threshold is or whatnot, but everything was carpacetic. If I say, for example, now my legs mash up. This is actually true life. This leg here, my right leg, is my knee is not in a great space. You already know I had surgery on my left knee already, When I had surgery the last time, this is what I had to go through in 2019. I went to the NHS. I told them, yo, knee's a bit techie, They're telling me, okay, cool. We're going to send you off to go and do these exercises. I'm saying, can't I just get a scan? They say, no, we can't get you a scan. You've got to do this and do that. I'm saying, but why don't I just go into the place and then just get the scan?
And then you know what's
so
going on.
I just know what's going on. But nah, they don't. It costs money. You got to do this. So I had to go to one place, do a bag of exercises. It didn't change. Went back. They sent me to another place to go and do a next bag of exercises. And then nothing didn't change again. So now we're like 6 months in now of this Lee doing what the knee does. Yeah. Bearing in mind now, 6 months, this could be getting worse.
Of course.
So anyway, in the end, once I've done a series of things that they wanted me to do, then I was able to get the scan. Once I then got the scan, I had to wait maybe wait another time period before I could even get surgery. It was another long period. So all in all, I had to wait somewhere around a year and a half between me telling them that my knee was not in a good place to actually getting the surgery. Now it would probably be a lot worse because the NHS is in shit street completely, yeah? So now you're telling me, boom, I have to pay X, Y, and Z amount of money. But if I, for example, now need to go to the NHS to go and see what's happening with my right knee, because I know my right knee is not in a great space. If I had to wait a year and a half then, how long am I going to have to wait now? But I paid this in January and I paid that in July. Do you know? And I've been paying this throughout my whole half of my adult life. So my thing is this, yeah, I don't mind paying the money, but just show me where it's going. Let me just see it.
So do you know what that means? You mind paying the money because they will never show you where it's going.
No. And even when they do show you, because remember we did this on the pod before, I don't know if you was here.
I was here.
But we've gone through this. It's like, even when they show us, I just...
They didn't show you. They told you.
Right then.
See it there?
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference. That's the biggest difference. So
Don't
right
tell me you
now...
love me, show me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, now my bins can't even get emptied by my yard. Yeah. It's all mad, bro. One time I went into... bro, and you know, obviously, it's documented. Mold is not my thing.
Oh,
yeah.
on.
So when I go into the bin section now to go and thing, and because you got to go and recycle things or whatnot, and I go in there and there's maggots here and there's this, that, and all kinds of things and whatnot. Nah, you're putting me in a funny place, but I paid this though.
Yeah.
So how am I going there and I'm seeing that? How comes this isn't being emptied? How comes every time when I'm driving down on the street and whatnot now, the flipping bare holes in the road and that all the time? How comes there's that? How comes when I'm going to the NHS now, I'm having to wait a year and a half for this or 2 years for that, or I can't get seen for this and that, like, so that will make anybody say, come July, or January, I don't know if I want to pay that. That will make some people want to do that. And you can't be mad. I know when some people say, oh, like, you know, some people get mad about tax avoidance, but it's like, I can see why people do that. Because if things was in a better place, then you have a better argument.
Because you want to, if I pay for something, I want to know that I said to someone today, everything in life's exchange. Whether you like it or not. If you phone me, at least make me laugh. Let's have a little exchange of something. So if I'm paying money and all I'm getting in exchange is stress, I might not pay that money.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy stress. What am I purchasing stress for? When you pay the tax, you think it's alleviating certain situations in your life, such as going to get a scan for your knee. You need your knee to go work, to make the money, to pay the tax.
Yeah, exactly.
And these things for me, they're so normalized and make sense. I end up dismissing things such as, don't know if you can put this on or not, but we'll find out in all due time. I don't like to vote. Why? Yeah. I pay tax. So the money that you need in order to dictate what you do with the country, I contribute to that money. But I don't want to tell you what to do with it because you're not going to listen to me. Then I'm going to get frustrated at the fact that I'm not being listened to and all of this stuff. So how about I just give you the money and accept that you're not going to listen to me,
right,
and there's nothing I need to say to go about your business. And then you still complain that I'm not telling you what to do.
I hear it.
But you're not going to listen. So let me give you the money for tax and leave me alone. I don't want to vote. I think you're all wankers.
I hear it.
That makes sense to me. Like, being a politician is like being a referee. It is not the job that I have ever been around a group of people that have said, I want to do that when I'm older. I don't know what them types of people are like.
Yeah, but we don't go to them type of schools. We've never went to them type of schools. And
when I see the type of people that they are, idiots. Miles Kelly, well done, Skelly. It's not a red card. Idiots. Shout out number 10 doing up raves when everyone's meant to be in their house. Idiots.
Yeah, weren't there man chopping pigs and that?
Come on, man. And then they put it on Black Mirror.
That was, what was his name?
David Cameron.
David Cameron, yeah.
David Cameron's having sex with pigs.
Yeah. chopped a pig. That was in their private society thing, because they got them in them. Even in them schools, they got them. You got a little private society in that. Could you imagine? Listen, we know about Cameron and the pig and that. We've heard about that. Could you imagine the things that we ain't heard about? Yeah. That they've kept within their society, that they know amongst each other. This is probably one of the reasons why a lot of the time this all stays amongst them, and that they ultimately, when it comes to jobs and that, they all know each other because they all know each other's secrets. You can't even bring someone else in here, because hear what I'm saying, yeah? I better be a part of this, because remember when we was in school and you did that? I was there.
That's why it's so difficult to break into these circles, because it's built upon traditions that have probably happened for years. You can't just brought this news to this newcomer. Yeah. When they're seeing the way, what's my man that's got the black girl?
That's what they call him, Piggate.
They call it pig. You know when there's like a story, they call it something gate, innit?
Okay.
Piggate. And do you know what's so funny about this thing?
Claimed that during his time at Oxford University, former Prime Minister David Cameron inserted his penis or scrotum into a dead pig's mouth as part of an initiation ceremony.
Man got head from a
Ain't
dead
that got
pig.
teeth?
I don't know. Who knows? He knows. Ask him.
That's bonkers.
That's nuts.
Wait, as well, I'm so sorry, but I'm sure that a pig's mouth can't open up that wide.
Yeah, but it's David Cameron. I don't imagine that.
But you know what though? There's rumour that Boris does his thing though.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Well, I don't think that's a rumour. That man's got so many kids. Wikipedia don't want to tell you. Yeah. So I just think, and especially when I look, this story was in Black Mirror. How?
Yes.
There are so many stories that are in The Simpsons early. How? I just feel like it's because they happen for so long. Eventually, unfortunately, someone fits the crime. Whether it's in this generation or our next, because you're not gonna stop doing it. It's like if black people, it was a secret that we ate rice and peas and chicken on a Sunday. It was a big secret. Then one day you just go to a random Jamaican person's house and it's dead. You'd be like, this isn't a secret, this is true.
Yeah.
Same thing with the pigs and putting the willy in the mouth and bare things. It's just, honestly, that for me, that all there is fashion week for the man them. That's just not for me. I'm not interested. I don't want to vote. I don't care what you do with the money. I'm trying to move. Shout out Jamaica.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think things will ever get better.
Okay, that is scary. We're trying to help the people there. That's scary. Will they get better than what they are now? Pandora's box. What's the last thing out of Pandora's box?
I'll tell you what, yeah. This, and I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. But you know what I think will happen? I think that in 10 or 15 years' time, we'll look back to 2005 and think, I would much prefer to be there than here when it comes to certain things.
100%. Most industries spend so much damn money on nonsense that we're all paying for it as the public now.
Yeah, but it's ironic because we're in 2025 now, and it's uncomfortable in so many different aspects. So many people are struggling. So it's mad to think that in 15 years' time, in my mind, that we're going to look back today and think, do you know what? I'd much prefer to be in 2025 than to be in 2030.
I fully agree with you, maybe from an emotional standpoint and just like the day-to-day of normality, just not being somewhere where you want it to be. But personally, I like when things are uncomfortable. I like when things are a bit bad. The reasons why I get to see who people are when things go rough, because things always have the potential to go rough. So what people have shown me about themselves in the past 2 years is remarkable, because in 10 years' time, I doubt you'll be beside me. Some of the wankers I've seen, some of the idiots I've seen, and their justification for being idiots makes me physically ill. And that's because everybody went through a global pandemic and everybody has to stick together. And then you saw the people that don't want to stick together. You saw the people that don't want to be team players when we had to be team players. And you saw the people that were team players to a point to benefit themselves to go off and then carry on doing their fuckery. And it's only up to us to go, that happened. You know, like for example, the guys that said to you, go and get the jab and they got financial gain. That happened. At one of the worst points globally in life, members of our community encouraged us to do something that they would never encourage you to do today. That happened. And the more people that don't forget those types of things and remind these individuals so moving forward, we're safer around them, we'll be in a better space. That's what needs to happen now. Because in 15 years' time, if it's taken them 2 years to forget, in 17 years' time, they're going to completely forget. I don't want us to forget. I want us to remember so we don't encounter certain situations again within our community. I can't speak for outside of it.
I just need somebody to explain to me how they envision, like, for example, how are more people going to be able to own homes? I want that. Explain that one to me, because unless you are exceptional or you are making like a percentage of money that is not necessarily the norm. So let's say you're a 5% or you're a 10% or whatever. How are they going to do it? How is the person who is 20, 21 years old that is working in trade, how are they going to do it? How are they going to be able to do it?
Why would you do it? Now I'm thinking about it. One of Central Cee'S most famous lines is generational wealth. I hear it quite a bit from him. If we focus on generational wealth, why are you concerned with buying a house in England? Why? If we look at the aspect of globally what you can achieve financially, and you're a businessman, why is an investment in England as a house a good idea?
Because I hear like when you take that money, when you take our money and you take it to a different country, you can do a lot more with that. I understand that.
And on top of that, whatever you buy here is apparently not yours. So why would I do it? I can't think of it.
Well, sometimes it's like family and things like that. Like if you have kids and your kids are here, it's like it might be easier for you to go and live somewhere else. But if you got family and stuff, it's not easy to just leave like that.
I didn't say leave. You said buy a house.
Yeah. So I mean to own a home.
Why do you need to own a home? Do you know how much people die not owning a home? I just want to know certain things, not because someone told us it or because it sounds good. I need to know justification on the planet. Inheritance tax is apparently half.
Yeah.
When you make money in this country, they tax you 49% or something like that. So as a businessman, I need to understand why an investment like buying a home in England makes sense. Forget the obvious, you need somewhere to live and all of that. Forget that because you can rent. Why does this make sense to people? It literally makes no sense to me. You don't even get value for money for your home. You can go abroad, buy a house in Texas, 3-bedroom house for like 300 bags. So I'm just trying to figure out and if the cost of living here is so high, if you was to buy a house here and you was to sell it, who are you even selling it to? Because no one can even buy a house here. So why are you buying I'm confused.
Do you know what?
Lost a net of...
I think it would be... what are you showing us here, EA?
So in 2024...
I said this.
10,800 millionaires left.
That's what I said last week.
The UK.
Okay.
Because of the tax.
Yeah. Yeah, and how much...
they left because of tax?
Yeah, left because of tax. And there's another stat, though. I think there was 500,000... Check this. 500,000 people, just taxpayers in general, they weren't millionaires, that had just left anyway.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Double check that for me. I think it's just over 500,000. Now, in the greater scheme of numbers, it's not maybe a lot, but it is a lot, though. That's a lot.
Yeah, 728,000.
700. Yeah, 728,000.
That's a lot, my guy.
Yeah, has left because of that.
Let me get 728,000 views. All of you lot watch this thing, man. We're on the same side as you.
Yeah. Do you know what, Poe? I hear what you're saying, yeah? I think the difference being is that, I don't know if you know this, but once upon a time, owning a home was more expensive than renting. You know that? I didn't know that until my mum told me that quite recently. She was like, owning a home was more expensive. You pay your monthly payments for owning a home was more expensive than renting.
Okay.
Now, renting is far more expensive than the monthly payments that you have in a mortgage. So, for example, my monthly outgoings for the place that I have would be so much more if I was renting it than me actually buying it and owning it. And at the end of it,
this is a con.
The system is mash up, bro.
It's a negative feedback.
Bro, the system is mash up.
But then you shouldn't. I still don't understand why we're buying a house. So that's not justification.
It's not justification, but at least at the end of it, let's say, for example, yeah. Let's just use a flippant example, yeah. There's a house that costs. Let's say the house is valued at 300,000.
Where do you live first? Right now.
I'm just using just any example, just as a plain, just to be thing, yeah. It could be anywhere. The house is 300,000, yeah. now I could rent that place every month for, let's say, 2,500. So 2,500 a month I could rent it for. But my monthlies for me owning that house is 1,000. Essentially, as a person who owns that yard, if I rent it to you, I get extra 1,500 off of you basically staying in my yard. So what you're then doing is, not only are you paying my portion, you're paying me also to just stay in the house. So over this time period, now it's going to take me 25 years, maybe, potentially. I know the maths are off, but you understand what I'm saying here, yeah? It will take me that amount of money, that amount of time to pay off that whole thing. In that time of you staying there, if you stay there and you rent it for the whole period of me having this mortgage, not only do you pay off the whole mortgage, but you've paid me a profit of what, 150% of extra money that I've had in that, and then you leave and I own it and I can sell it.
Now that ideal is beautiful, but that ideal is just not realistic.
That's actually what happened, bro. This is literally what's happening every day today.
Not exactly today. You said today's getting worse.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you that ideal cannot be based upon what's happening moving forward, because today's worse. So tomorrow's going to be worse. So your ideal is built upon the life we've lived. So I'm saying
we're living.
No, we've lived.
We're living it right now.
No, it's going to get worse. So the ideal you've given me, if you was to give it to me in a year's time, it would be worse. So I'm saying to you, with that being the space that we're in, there is no ideal that you can give me that makes me go, this is a good business decision, because this is getting worse. So that house that you spoke about for £300,000 only exists in Liverpool anyway. It doesn't exist in London where we're living. So to be specific to where we are, it does, you say?
Yeah, it does.
Well, the houses
people
that
are doing that every day. Like, that's how people made money. That's how people were making money for.
No, I'm saying the houses that I've seen within London anyway, like are pretty expensive. Yeah, for example, they're pretty expensive, and for value for money, you can get more outside of London. You can actually get even more outside of England. And then I'm thinking to myself, all right, cool. If you was to get a mortgage for 25 years, that's the title nobody sees. Like, are you even sure in the job that you've got within a country that is just getting more expensive every single day, you can deal with that 25-year commitment?
No.
If I've got a 12-month fucking or 2-year whatever with this people that for this house, bro, it's such a short-term target. I probably can find a job that will accommodate that for the next. It's realistic to look at things like 2-3 years. 25-year commitment. And I'm 25 years old, and I've just moved in with my missus that I think is not going to cheat on me, and I think is going to go like a 25-year, bro.
Do you know what you do have though?
This is mad.
Do you know what you do have?
This is mad though.
Let's say, for example,
Am I making sense, by the way?
I get what you're saying, but even if you don't, let's say, for example, you don't see it through the whole 25 year.
Yeah.
It's still money in the bank, though, because if I sell it, I get the percentage back from that sell.
I just hope that.
Do you get what I'm saying? So let's say, for example. Let's say, for example, I paid 60 grand into that mortgage, yeah. Mm-hmm. If I want to go and transfer the mortgage into a different house, or I want to sell the house, I'm not going to get the full value of the house, but I'm going to get what I paid into that house.
But to get into that position, you need to buy another house.
And it's a lot more, but it's a lot. Yeah, I hear you, but it's a lot more. It's a lot more than the person who paid nothing.
You're giving me stage 4. I don't want stage 4, Chuckie. You're giving me stage 4. Forget stage 4. Stage 1 is we need to get another house.
That's what I'm saying.
So once I've bought one house, how do I get to the second house? You're giving me the ideal. Second house, we got 2 houses. Can use that. Forget all of that. I'm saying if we're living here today and it's getting worse, why am I buying a house in England? Because I might not even get to the chance where I buy a second house to execute that plan that you're talking about. Niggas are leaving. Shit's getting worse. I just think when you look at it as business, forget about I need somewhere to live. Just as business, this looks like a bad business. This is like investing money in BlackBerry today. This looks bad.
But one of the reasons
does that make sense, people? Though what I'm saying,
but one of the reasons why I would say that it is a good thing to do is because in some way it alleviates financial strain in some way, because I would much prefer to pay £1,000 a month, and at the end of it, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I come away with something than pay 1,500 on a property that is valued at 1,000, and at the end of it come away with nothing.
Again, you gave me an ideal.
No, that's what's happening, bro.
No, but the ideal for some people. So I know some people that are not meeting mortgage payments, bro.
I know.
And I don't know what the situation is after you don't meet mortgage payments. But I've seen one person because they were living upstairs from me, and they got letters coming in, and he bought that house, and nigga, he lost that house. He ain't got shit, and he's renting a yard right now. Yeah. So I'm not saying
but
to
then, do you know why that sounds mad to me?
Go on.
Because if you couldn't afford that mortgage, how the fuck are you affording to pay rent? That's my whole point. The rent is so mad at the moment.
But I'm saying to you, he might have tried to do the 2-house plan and it fucked up. And now,
by the way, I'm not talking about two. Whoa.
No, I'm saying the guy that lives upstairs from me.
I think maybe where you misunderstood me. I'm never talking about a second home, you know. I'm just talking about one.
No, and I'm saying to you, in that one home, and I'm gonna keep repeating it. That one home is situated in London, England. We've spoken about London, England becoming a worse place to live. So buying something in a worse place to live moving forward is a poor investment. 100%. This is not even rocket science to me. It makes more sense for you to have your rented property, buy a property somewhere globally where people are going to, like maybe Dubai or something like that, because you're always going to have people that want to purchase it 100%. Or want to use it. And it's growing economies. So essentially, if you buy houses in properties or places that are a growing economy, that looks like a better investment than just buying a house because I happen to live here. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me.
No, I'm with you. See, with the London thing in particular, if you are like literally making it specific to London, then I get that. But even if you don't live in London and you live in Manchester or you live in Birmingham or whatever, you still are finding yourself in that same position. However, the difference is that for some people that are living in London and working in a certain place in London, they might be making a little bit more. So what they can do is they could use that money and go and buy a place in Manchester, or they can go and buy a place in Liverpool, which a lot of people from London have been doing. But if you are living within those areas, how much you're getting paid is the equivalent of where you are at. Do you get what I'm saying? So now you're still in that same position. You're still in that position of finding it difficult to buy a yard. And not only that, you're getting people that are from London buying up the place and then renting it. And then now they're lifting the renting prices up. So it's affecting them. So it's a ripple effect off of everything. So ultimately, to your point though, it's like maybe at this point with everything getting worse, it makes much better sense regardless of where you are at financially, whether you're a high earner or whether you're a person who just makes a little change or whatever, if you can somehow manage to save up a piece of money and go somewhere else, you're going to get more out of your money to go and do that.
Long term.
Here's the issue though. Here's the kicker. How do you save?
That's what
no,
I'm trying
and
to
the
say.
thing, do you know what? I hear you say how do you save
50 bags to pay £1,000 a month. Yeah, you get
no, but in any country, if you're going to go and buy something somewhere else, you still need to be able to save that money. Yeah. But where they've got us like this...
Yeah. No, but the thing is, you lot are all looking at it like you've got... I know brothers that have got house, buying a room.
You see when you're in that?
I know, but I know brothers that are just renting a room. Yeah. And they've got houses abroad and they're building up their finances and people can laugh at them in their little room, but their rent's low, their houses are getting abroad a little bit lit, and eventually they're going to move. And for me in my mind...
They've got a long-term plan.
They've got a long-term plan. Yeah. For me in my mind, I'm just like, if I was going to go into properties, I would look at places which have a tradition of family. Not places where man are just on fuckery, 25 picnic globally and bare things. I would go somewhere like Scandinavia.
What, Jamaica?
Crazy. I'll go somewhere like Scandinavia where everybody literally Chuckie, they go education, they come out, they get a job and they live a boring life in that yard. I'm buying houses for them because there's a history.
Is that where you would
people
go?
Do. Me to go and live in Sweden. You must be mad. I am outside with these Gucci loafers on, letting the world know we have to be global Bob Marley. But I'm saying investment wise, why not put your money into something which has a common practice and consistency that you can fuck with? No.
My just to go straight back to the beginning though, my initial point is that how do you even get to the point of investing?
I would rather
in this current climate when it's getting worse.
I'd rather you figure that out than say I'm just gonna buy a house, because the moment
you can't even buy one.
I just told you our brother who figured it out. He's literally got a room and he's got a property in Italy and he's got a property in somewhere else weird and he's got a property in
What
Liverpool.
does he do for a living?
Works a normal job.
What's a normal job?
We're not gonna go into his normal job.
There
We're
you
just
go.
not gonna go into too much shit. But
I'm
he
just
wants a
saying,
job
innit,
that
man?
people-
I'm just saying.
It's a 9 to 5 job, bro.
I hear it. I'm just saying, even that, bro, even that, do you know how difficult it is to just find a job?
And he does something
right
on the
now.
side. But yeah, hear me.
Huh?
And he does something on the side. But
There you go. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. We got to it now.
I don't think you can only have one job in London.
You
anymore.
can't,
No
bro.
one has one job in London.
No.
Bro, it's hard, bro.
No one has one job in London.
It's hard.
I know, man, that our parents and... Sorry.
You can't be, It's, bro,
Being a
it's
job as a
nuts.
parent, let
And
me
so my thing is, what does it look like in 15 years?
That's why
But what is weird about it is that I think that in 15 years' time, they're going to look back and say, boy, you know what, I'd take 2025 then now, which is a scary, scary thing to think.
That is...
But
that to me...
unless I
plan.
would love someone to explain to me how it gets better. Explain. Tell me.
Escape plan. If there wasn't a reason to have an escape plan, I understand we're comfortable here. I understand we can think of loads of reasons to continue to be here. But once you have the opportunity to address the Atlas, I would utilize it, boy. Not even if it's forever, but
Where
for a
would
period
you go?
of time.
Netherlands.
You
Why?
live there.
My cousin grew up there, and the way she talks about it. The only problem is that, like every other government, they're going right wing in it. Like most governments in Europe are going.
Is that always a bad thing?
Right wing?
Yeah.
Well, let me know.
Man, I like Martinelli and them, man, on the left.
Sometimes things have to change, you know?
Do you know this is what I was discussing with somebody.
What are you
The
showing?
biggest issue with the UK,
Birmingham's in a shit place at the moment, by the way.
focused all their resources on London, and they didn't build other cities.
Yeah, so Birmingham's ain't Coventry got no dough.
No one's got but no. London has 8 to 9 million people. The next biggest city is 1.15, bro, million.
Wait, start
think
again.
it's
Sorry, I missed the math. Go on,
So London
Yeah.
has between 8 and 9 million people just in the M25.
yeah.
Yeah. The next biggest city is
It's
Birmingham
Birmingham.
at 1.1 million. Right. The problem that the UK has is that all the money is in London, so everybody wants to come to London, which is why the prices are going up. But what the former governments failed to do, and we're not just talking about like 5 years
Is
ago,
invest in
we're talking
those
about
other
60,
places.
70, 8 years ago.
But they are doing that now, though.
Yeah, now it's too late. BBC moved to Manny, right?
Yeah.
And that's growing Manny. So Manny's next up on the map. But after that, what like? But
People are forced to move though, so people are moving. I can almost guarantee, I could be wrong in this as well. Yeah, if you check that stat, maybe let's say 15 years ago,
Sure,
I think that the gap is even wider. I think the gap is probably closing in because more people are leaving.
Yeah, because
not necessarily because of the investment that they're putting in these places, or even the lack of it anyway. But because people are forced to do it.
Yeah, they can't afford to stay here. But if you look at other cities, not just in Europe but in America, it's like, okay, America's like 20 times the size. But if you look at Europe, like in the Netherlands, they have like 5 main cities that are all like semi-populated.
Yeah.
You look at Sweden, it's got a few cities, Gothenburg and Stockholm.
Like it's like a little bit more even.
You get what I'm saying? Like the splits are split. You know what I'm saying? France, Paris, Marseille, Lyon, whatever.
Yeah, it's true. Do you know what? When you go,
It's like Marseille has its own culture. I'm not saying it's got as many people as it does in Paris, but it's got
own
its
vibe,
It's got its own vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like in the UK, it's London, and the way London speak about the rest of, they
traditionally.
You know what I'm saying? So
Everyone's got their own vibe as well.
They have failed.
Yeah, Bromers had their own vibe
And
for a
what they
minute
tried
still.
to do is try.
Manny's got a little vibe.
You heard about HS2,
Yeah.
right? So they initially, this is so dumb. They initially planned. Well, this is smart. They initially planned to build HS2 to connect the south to the north. So it would go as far as Leeds, and they would extend it. They ended up, because it went over budget, because people are bumping them. It's just going to where it normally goes, which is like Manny.
Yeah, and that's the
So it's
thing.
like-
The thing is, obviously, the figures are always going to be off because even when they create budgets for these things, it's always going to go over budget, and people are always that money, and then there's always going to be money that's lost. And I heard the other day, I can't remember who it was, but some politician who was in charge of something or the other. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it in the description. Yeah, somehow there was like a couple of million that went missing and it just landed in a trust.
Yeah, crazy. crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Bro, it just so happened to just accidentally land in a trust somewhere.
And we trust you, don't worry.
It's bonkers, cuz.
So this was initially what it was supposed to be.
What are you showing?
HS2.
Alright.
And they cancelled all of this.
Yeah, so explain it for people that are listening.
So HS2 was meant to connect, like, they were trying to create hubs, right? So it would connect Manchester, Crewe, Leeds, like the north, to try and like create like more northern powerhouses, right? And they ended up cancelling like most of the legs because they went over budget. And now so people in Leeds were obviously like buying up stuff and making sure that shit would get patterned, because in like 5 or 6 or 7 8 years time, whatever, they would, the same thing happened in Southall when Elizabeth line got delayed. Like bare people just started building bare stuff everywhere. But
you know, sorry to divert it, but just going to what you're saying, you know, like when someone that I know heard about the Elizabeth line being made like mad earlier, and he bought a place in Reading, bro. The value of the place just shot right up as soon as the announcement happened. Yeah. Because obviously now the commute to London from Reading is a simple thing.
Now that right there is all I've been asking.
Yeah.
See there?
That's right there is why I go, oh, is that why you're purchasing that place?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Unless you have justification like that, I think justification of I need somewhere to live doesn't. I don't think you need to buy somewhere for £400,000 just for somewhere to live, sir. You could spend rent on a year that could cost you about 20 bags and find another way to make money elsewhere. You could. Or you could make this investment or your mortgage where it's 400 grand, probably a little bit more. I just don't think.
My overall point is that, like, it's not even just about buying a home. It's just about living. But how do you live? Like, bro, how do you do it? Like, sometimes I go to Oxford Street, big and serious. I go to Oxford Street and I think, how's everyone doing this?
No, I do think that when I get on the train...
Sometimes I genuinely, this is a genuine thought, bro. One time, I literally came outside, I was done my show. I'm literally outside Nike. I had nothing to do for a couple of hours, and it was ram. Yeah. And I just looked around and I just thought, how's everyone doing it?
Do you know how you get your answer?
What?
Have you been Harrods?
No. Yeah, well, of course I've been Harrods, but why?
Go into Harrods and you'll see how everybody can do this. The way these, like, the bread just filters.
Nah, it's not an answer.
I hear what Chuckie's saying, but do you know what it is for me, yeah?
It's not an answer.
No disrespect, yeah? And I mean this in the most humble and calm way. I don't know how else to say things. The Jamaican bluntness in the uncle's coming up. Uncle Paul's really here. Depending on your financial situation, you really get to see Central London. After that, you're just seeing the ends all just come to one place. So yeah, you could say how you're doing this, but a lot of people in Central London ain't doing anything. They just literally come up and they're walking around. It costs them about £5. When they got a little Five Guys, well, why for that? £12. They spent £17. Bought a little juice for £3. They spent about £22. Like, you can do that in Central London.
Can you?
Oh, of course you can. I've done it. I've been there. And then life gets a little bit better. And you got
Does
certain
it?
parts. For me, can I only speak for myself?
Yeah, you're a 5%er.
Of course.
So you're all right.
Life isn't fair in
But
May.
there's a 95%.
Listen, life isn't fair in May, but sometimes you can go Mayfair, and then you really see where the money is. Yeah, so just because we're all in the same place, like Bashi said it best, we're on the same pitch, but this is the FA Cup, my bro. It's the FA Cup. When you go Central London, it's the FA Cup. You're watching the Premier League versus Championship. That's just what it is. Until you go other places like Mayfair, where you're watching Premier League. You might see Wolves versus Man United.
You start seeing Rolls Royces parked on double reds.
And then all of a sudden...
they're parked on double reds and they don't give a fuck.
Even the difference between Harrods and Selfridges is massive to me.
Yeah, the 100%.
Massive to me.
Yeah.
So you can be in Central London, but like I said, Central London's the FA Cup. York's there, Salford FC's there, everyone's there. When you go to certain parts of Central London, it's Champions League. It's different. Bayern Munich, Man City, Arsenal. Yeah, I like the way you said you're after Arsenal, my brother.
Anyway. What's next? Where we going? We going?
Choose somewhere. Because I sent you a tweet today and that was funny. No, it's actually not funny, it's crazy.
What tweet?
I say funny for crazy things as well.
What tweet?
Well, obviously, ASAP Rocky might be looking at 24 years.
Oh,
and when Mitch sent me my girl's tweet, I was scared. even more scared than I was when I brought up here on the pod.
Well, let's paint the picture.
Well, we'll paint the picture. ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, go. You go.
No, I can't say it, man. It hurts my heart, man.
So basically, ASAP Rocky is on essentially a firearms case at the moment. Basically, it is said that he was in a parking lot having beef with one of his brethren. His bus a shot. Actually, there was 2 shots fired there, or a few shots fired or whatever. And yeah, he is on trial for what is the actual, I don't know, what is it? He's on a firearms case anyway. They gave him a plea deal so he could either take 6 months, say it was him, or he could go to trial and face up to 24 years. So it's kind of unveiling now, like what's actually happened. So the guy that he's beefing with is one of his brothers called A$AP Relly, innit?
Oh, you just read it now?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's crazy. The detail is what's scary.
Do you want to read that though?
The whole thing.
You want to read it? Should I read it?
I'll read it because this is breaking my heart. This is breaking my small little heart.
But it's all allegedly, right?
Of course, it has to be. Azealia Banks tweeted this on the 29th of January 2025 at approximately 11:26 English time, of course. A$AP Relly and Knocker literally made Rocky. Rocky is not from Harlem like he says. Trying to accuse him of the... Okay. So the fucking tea on this is Rocky corny ass had Rihanna in Harlem trying to show off and made the mistake of inviting really fine chocolate ass over, and of course, yeah, big man, I can't be saying this.
No, but she's saying.
I'm reading. Ree was all in his face, flirting and shit. Rocky got jealous, invited him to meet up somewhere, pulled him in for a hug, and then really tried to shoot and kill him, all because Rihanna was looking Relly. Relly ain't looking for no payday. He's genuinely deeply hurt because he really believed in Rocky and considered him a friend. Rocky is responsible for A$AP Yam's overdose because he would punk him in front of people, punch him in the chest knowing he had severe asthma, and sent him spiraling into depression. He tried self-medicating away with Xanax. Rocky gave Yam's mother a measly 60k after all Yams did to Styles him. I grew up with all these niggas. Rocky tried to shoot Relly and recklessly almost shot A$AP Lils. I don't give a fuck. Rocky needs to go to jail and pay Relly with whatever money he makes. This case is missing another count of attempted murder. Open brackets. Elijah, close brackets. Felony assault, illegal possession of a firearm, fraudulent, I don't know what that word is, inducement. What's that word?
Coercion.
Yeah.
You're really good at this. Coercion, intentional infliction of emotional distress, reckless endangerment, and everything possible. She ends the tweet with, fuck this nigga Rocky. Now, all I will say is I listened to what Yayo said, and Yayo said he's never seen anyone bust a case after someone stands the trial and says, he shot me. And I don't know if you've seen the video, but that's exactly what Relly does.
Is this the video?
Yeah, so my prediction is A$AP's going to bust the case.
What?
Yeah. I'll explain to you why.
You know about
So, like, what she's saying could be true. But in court, this is not how this works.
Yeah. No.
They've got to look at just the facts of what's going on, yeah? In the video, you can see, what is incriminating is you can see he's got something on him. You can see it. You can see that A$AP looks like he's got something on him. And then there's like other footage of altercation where there's something going on. But you can't necessarily work out which one is him. You could just see that there's something happening in this moment, yeah? Now, Relly's saying that A$AP shot at him. He's saying that. When the police went there and they did the forensic, they found no casing. They found no shells or anything like that, yeah? Relly went there 2 days later, walked around, found shell casing, and then sent it to the police. But that's techie. If the police went there and they found the casing, then obviously they're going to say, yeah, well, it's consistent. He's saying that my man shot. It looks all a bit thing, whatever. It looks... ASAP saying that the gun that he had is like some fake gun that he uses for security or whatever else, yeah. But when you go to the scene of the crime 2 days later and you pick up something and you send it, they can scrutinize that in such a weird way. Because it's like, well, why would you do that? And it's in your interest to go and find something. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like the defense team can absolutely batter him on that. So that's one of the reasons why. And I also think that they're painting the picture that Relly, over a period of time, has tried to extort ASAP. And they've got texts where Relly has deleted them, where he's essentially alluded to extortion. So they asked him literally on the stand yesterday, did you say X, Y, and Z? He said, no, I didn't say it. So you know what they do in court. Let's just draw this up now. Was that you? And now he's saying, well, that was in 2021. So the defense is saying everything was in 2021. So all you need to do is see with the jury, all you have to do is reasonable doubt. It seems like he's lying.
Bit fishy.
That's all you need to do. Yeah. If you come across like you're lying or you haven't told the truth in some way, yeah, they will absolutely batter him for it. So I just think like, at first, when I saw that he got a plea deal of 16 months, no, was it 6 months or 24 years? I was like, he's mad for not taking that, because when you go on trial, you know, he's got a gun and all that. He's a rapper. It just looks all a bit techie. But I've also realized at the same time that maybe the reason why they didn't, bearing in mind, when you look at the resources that ASAP will have and the lawyers that he will have, I'm pretty sure that they would have said, I hear it, you might want to do that, but trust me, there's way too many holes in this thing. Man can beat that still. That's also right. Adding to the fact that one of the reasons why he probably wouldn't even want to take the plea deal, which someone else sort of said to me too, which I think is true, is that if he did take the plea deal, my man could then go start saying, my neck, my back, I can't go to work anymore, I need 60 mil. Man saying, I ain't doing that, bro. Prove it.
So now he's fucked.
So it is like right now, where the guy's being cross-examined, it's not looking good, bruv. But it can change. This thing can change every day, bro. And sorry, one other thing is that in court yesterday, just as they was about to recess, we don't know if this actually happened yet, but this is what Relly's saying, that ASAP was staring at him and that they were having some little stare off, yeah? And then Relly has basically said to him, bro, you've done it, you brought it to yourself. And he's like shouting some things in court. Now, the way that they're going to see it is, as far as it looks, ASAP has just been sitting there and hasn't said anything and has been calm. But if you've got somebody on the stand who it looks like has lied in one part or not told the truth in one part, and now he's sort of shouting in the court, to a jury, it can look like, are you the antagonist? And this is why this is quite unfortunate, because maybe he ain't. I always remember a time, I don't know if you remember, Poe, when I told you this, yeah. I was at a family member's house, yeah, my aunties. I got 2 cousins. One who is overtly unruly, and the other who is like quietly.
Mastermind.
Yes.
Villain.
Very quiet. Very quiet.
Scared
yeah?
of the man there.
So anyway now, I can't even remember, and they don't get on, these 2, yeah? So anyway now, the cousin who's quiet with it has muttered something really antagonizing to the cousin who's overtly unruly. And it really triggered him. And rightly so, because what this cousin said was out of order. But how does my cousin react? He starts making up a one bag of noise in the yard now. Then he leaves and he slams the door. And everyone just assumes, look at him. Like, it's always him. I had to turn around and be the snitch and be like, nah, I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah. Like, cause, you get what I'm saying? You triggered him. So the point that I'm making is that in that situation, it's like, the unfortunate thing for Relly is that they will judge that behavior, but maybe Relly was judging it right. Maybe my man is trying to do that intimidating thing. And it's like, How could you be the one who shot at me? You could have actually have killed me. You could have taken my life in some way, shape or form. And now you're looking at me like this. Nah. But you can't do it in court. You just can't do it in court.
You just can't do it. Take it from me.
Right.
Take it from me, dog. Always think about that ignorant eyes perspective. Just think objectively about that ignorant eyes perspective that's just walked in the room and don't know shit. Think about them. Because if they believe you, everybody gonna believe you.
Yeah.
Because there's more people that don't know than do know. So playing into the hands of people that do know, there's just a small minority of them. If everybody knew and you were like, how can you move like that? You got the whole world to go, we all know you lied. But you're trying to show them that you didn't. So you have to be very, very careful with the approach because you have the capacity to mess it up. And if you know the truth, I think the people that know the truth should always remain cool. That's why you can just call me Cucumber. I don't need to be mad about most things. Just got to remain cool.
I hear it loud.
EA Sports, man. It's in the game. We're in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. So but, really, I shouldn't laugh at this, but one thing I will say about the whole situation, man. To cut you, remember I came here and said to you, Rihanna's really got Rocky on tour, boy.
I'm telling you.
Remember I said that?
Yeah.
And we saw the magazine covers and Rihanna's taking the forefront and he's behind. They really marketed him to look like the nice guy. But did you see the way he went caught?
Yeah, when he started trying to dash, he started trying to push them. You could see he was moving mad Aggie,
brother.
He was moving mad Aggie.
It's at that point I forgot. I was like, he is ASAP Rocky though.
Yeah,
I forgot about ASAP more back in the day. They were crazy. So,
but also look, obviously, I have to take into consideration that like people get triggered and people, can get drawn out and that. But I also. Speaking from a level head today, I'm like, you know what? You're putting yourself in a really big predicament if you are a whole ASAP Rocky who is with a whole Rihanna going to a parking lot ready to go there with a gun that might not even be a real gun. It could be true in saying that. It might not be a real gun. It could be some pellet thing or whatever. But going into a parking lot and doing that, you're risking a lot of stuff, bro. Because it's not even just this. Imagine somebody else just rang the police and said, in America, by the way, I see a man with braids and he's got a gun and he's driving this car. What do you think the police are going to go there and do? They ain't going there to ask no questions. And now your thing ain't even real. They don't know nothing about no ASAP. In fact, they might know, and that's even more of a reason for them to put a bullet in your head now.
Do you know what? I'm so conflicted on everything. Because I don't know how I feel about certain things. Like stupidity would have been a stranger in my head. I don't think I'll be conflicted. Stupidity would have been, I know nothing about this individual, and I've placed myself in a situation where this man is probably going to go to the feds. It's ASAP Rally, bro. This is just all weird to me. So the fact that I can't isolate this situation and just go, why did you do that as ASAP Rocky? Because the fact that you did it under them circumstances, my ignorant perception is that this ain't the first time something like this has happened of this nature. It's just the first time this has happened whilst you are being Rihanna's husband with 2 Pickney there, and you're probably making more money today than you've made in a very long period of time. So that's what makes me feel like the situation is what it is. Again, I could be totally wrong, but like, I can't pretend I'm not from a culture where, without saying too much, like no one is doing things like, even the richest people are not doing things by the book.
No, of course.
I think the placement of doing things that are not by the book in an environment that's not your own is stupidity. But when you do things that are not by the book in an environment that you're comfortable in, the only way it gets out is by someone snitching or someone saying something. And then it's like,
Relly's on the stand,
brother,
to pieces.
So without Relly on the stand, there's no problem. It's their internal thing.
Yeah.
Because a crime's only a crime when it's been recorded. Now we have a problem. So I understand your point to an extent of like your ASAP Rocky or with Rihanna. I get all of that. But my nigga, this ain't Prince Harry and his gal Morgan. Meggle. It's not that type of celebrity.
It's not even about your like someone else could have snitched. Like someone else could have rang the police and said, right, just seen a man. If let's just say, for example, what Relly is saying is true. Let's say they are in the parking lot. ASAP actually has a real gun, and he really did fire this thing off in the parking lot. Yeah. First things first, actually, if that is a real gun, then he let that off, and it didn't hit really. It could have hit somebody else.
Bro, I'm with you, you know, but my problem is again within them environments. I don't think this is an alien thing.
No, of course it's not.
I think the stupidity comes busting your gun in Harrods. Busting your gun in Selfridges.
No, the stupidity is the stupidity is. But like, the stupidity is jumping in your car to go somewhere to go and bust the gun, bro.
No, it's all stupid. But my whole thing is, I can't. It's all stupid because of the lifestyle I live and because of who I am. But I'm saying, even the lifestyle I live and who I am has an understanding that there's another lifestyle that happens. Yeah. And I don't think it's all stupid because I chat to these people. I'm never here to tell them it's stupid. I have an understanding of it. When I see it on Top Boy, I love it. When I watch music videos,
it's still
I hear
stupid though.
I don't even know, bruv. I'm like, without it, I don't have Top Boy.
No, I hear it, but I can still love Top Boy and still call it stupid.
That's also true. That's also true.
Here's what's not stupid. So let's say, for example, now I got my thing on me right now.
Yeah.
Right. This is my place right now. We're in here podding whatnot, and I got my thing on me. If a man comes in here and starts going on crazy, if I lay it off, that's not all the way stupid.
But that's
because you come into my yard.
All right, cool. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But I'm saying he jumped in his whip. Yeah. So for when you jump in your whip and you go Tesco's, if you jump in your whip and you go Tesco's and you go and lay it off to, I don't know.
In that sense, yeah.
Then bro, like, there's so much things that can happen in that situation. Take Relly out of it. You could have hit a ute.
No.
You could have hit a ute with it.
I know that part, but one thing I don't want to make alien is that where was it? Where was it happening? In Harlem, parking lot where? In Harlem.
Was it that he did that? Maybe, I don't know.
Look, guns are illegal in New York.
Yeah,
but again, you keep telling me the story of the ignorant individual. Like, I know that. Like, weed is illegal here. Should we go down the road?
We don't even need to go down the road.
So I'm saying to you, I hear everything that's being said, but I'm not going to pretend I'm not from this area. No, so I know. But
we can still call it, like, the thing is, within our culture, we can still call certain things what it is.
Of course, but you said going in the car. I think I eradicated that part of
when you
going
jump,
in the car.
When you step out of your property, it's mad.
Yeah.
When it's in your yard, it's different.
Premeditated, it's one thing, and if it's reactionary,
it's what Chuckie said. I'm
in my yard. You've come to my house on a thing of you're upset about whatever, and you're doing this bully boy thing, and you're throwing your weight around. You might have to get a sweet.
But also, certain altercations with certain people only go one way. And the moment you say, I'm going to him, and you know that's what he's on, you can't bring a baseball bat. I'm not suggesting that's the case here, but once you've made in your mind, that's what I'm going to do, there's only two ways you can deal with it. You're going to the feds, or you're going to deal with him or whatever way. So if that's what it is, and everyone understands that, and someone goes to the police, it's crazy for me to say this is stupid, but it's also not crazy for me to say this is stupid. Does that make sense?
ASAP texted him and said, so in court, this is what they tried to show. ASAP just saying, where you at? So they got the text message of ASAP saying, where you at? But obviously they have to go through all the phones, innit? Yeah, they've gone through ASAP's phone and whatnot, and they found the transcript of everything. Where my man's basically saying, yo, pussy, this, that, and the fourth. He's doing bare antagonizing. So then that's when ASAP's hitting and said, bro, essentially, he didn't say this, but he's essentially said, forget the long thing. Let's not do all of that.
Wait.
Where are you? And then my man said, I'm at this place, whatever. And then that's when ASAP's pulled up with his thing.
Now, pause here. If I've got my woman and I've got one youth with them, and the story that is being here, there's aspects of it that happen to be true. One of my brothers is flirting with my gal. With a younger mindset and a bit of an ego in the heat of the moment, not to say it's not stupid, but it's also not stupid. Because stupid for me is I don't even know why you did this. I cannot see the sense in this. That's what I consider stupid.
He's 36.
I think this is...
He's 36, by the way.
Yeah, but I don't even put age to things.
You just did.
No, I said don't put age to things. Like Trump is 70, God knows what. And boy, if we want to talk about...
It was 33 at the time or 32 at the time. Then. If he's 36 now.
Chuckie's trying to do some... I'm just saying...
You say that a younger mindset, I'm saying, go on.
No, but you know how ages and certain things, in certain cultures, You can go to Jamaica and what we consider immature here, there's a 65-year-old man doing it there and it's being celebrated. So culturally, things are different. In Harlem, I'm sorry.
Get to your point.
In Harlem, Jim Jones is what? So don't tell me about anything, please. I'm just saying to you, certain environments and certain areas play by certain codes. That if you come out of it, you go, that's stupid. But if you live within it, everybody understands it. So if a man has, try move to my gal, and is texting me, you pussy and all of that.
Yeah, you know what that means. You know
Come on, what do you want me to do? Come to you with a hug?
No. I hear you, but if you're my dog and you say, hear what I'm saying, but I'm going to Tesco's, right? I'm going to say, bro, ease up. We got to go and record the pod. You got 2 youths in Sweden.
If I do that, Tommy, shut the fuck up. It's me. Shut up,
Hear what I'm
man.
saying, yeah? Hear what I'm saying. It's like, look, the reality is, yeah, if what Azealia is saying is true,
which I doubt a bit,
yeah,
to be fair.
But if now I've got my gal around or whatever and I'm feeling sprucey, I want to show off my thing, and then you get what I'm saying, I'm starting to see that something's going in that I don't really love is going in, then the insecurity in me and the jealousy or the facts that I've seen is going to make me say, my man can't be around anymore. And then me and her will have to deal with that. When she says to me, but what are you talking about? I love Tyrone. Forget about that. He's not coming around anymore. That's that.
But I don't think man was going to do a drilling. It was more of a, cuz, watch how you move around my thing, you know?
Yeah, but he went home and then came back.
Yeah, but again,
do it there.
No, but so wait, have you not? That's what I'm trying to say to you. You sound like a brother that has not been around it. That's what you sound like, though.
You told me a story quite similar to this, bro. Whereby you're in a club.
Yeah.
You're with.
Yeah.
A sprucey lady.
Come on, no more.
And somebody's talking to them, and then you've let them, and then.
We saying bust a shot now.
And then you know the brothers, yeah, and you've looked at the brother, and he goes, "Oh, is she?" And you've gone, "Yeah," and she's gone, "Cool, my bad." And that's that done. There's no need for you to go home and message him saying, "Yo, bro."
The difference is that
come on, you're not.
Exactly.
My bro.
Why can't I
these
be
are
brethren?
human beings with emotions.
Yeah,
I've seen niggas get upset about shit here and they can't even chat to man for a week. Like, I'm sorry.
That could be stupid too,
and that it can be, but I don't think it's stupid to be wound up about someone to. This is only
that's
true.
not stupid.
Talking to your gal in a way you're not comfortable with.
That's
you
not
see, when
stupid.
you open the door of disrespect, big man, you can't police what comes through. That's why I'm saying I know how I respond in certain situations. But once I know that you've been disrespected, I'm not going to say the way you responded was stupid. I'm just going to say I don't think you fought. I think it was a little bit reckless. Because stupid to me...
That's a polite way of saying stupid.
No, stupid's nonsensical. Stupid's like, I don't get this.
What ASAP did, leaving wherever he left to go to Tesco's with a firearm is nuts.
No, it's again.
No, but
it's not stupid though.
If this is true.
If this is just not stupid.
If this is true.
Think about it. When is he not going to see him again at some point? Is he not going to have an altercation? If me and you have an issue and we're from the same circle, if I don't deal with this now, it doesn't go away tomorrow or next week. Eventually, we're going to see each other, and the way it seems, I'm angry.
Can I be honest?
You're
with you?
angry.
With
I'm not going to not be
can I
angry
be honest
tomorrow.
with you? ASAP has enough resources to not have this guy anywhere around him.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, if
I could be ASAP Rock, bro. This is the harsh reality. Yeah, I could be ASAP Rocky and never see you again.
Yeah, but again, you're giving me some next... I don't understand that because that's not true. There are certain people that are from Tottenham that probably don't want to see certain people in Tottenham.
Bro, if I'm ASAP Rocky, I could not... I'm not saying I have to do this. I could never see you again.
No, anyone could do that, bro.
There you go.
So
that's the point.
No,
so if you if you leave your house with a firearm and you go to Tesco's and you go and shoot man because he was chatting to your gal, that's a stupid thing to do, bro.
Fuck, Chuckie, if man are outside... These guys have chosen to live a particular lifestyle. So the moment you've chosen to live that lifestyle, I essentially don't agree with it. But if you see it all the way through, you're ASAP Rocky today, you got Rihanna, you got Pickney, you got... I'm not here to tell you it's stupid. Because if I like one thing about the lifestyle, I gotta like all of it, essentially. And all of it's coincided and I'm exposed to all of it. I just think where you chose to exercise that thing there was a bit reckless. Because in other situations, I don't think it's stupid.
More than a bit. Bear it in mind, I don't think ASAP is a stupid human being.
Of course not. I know you don't.
I think the act of what he did was stupid. He's probably a very reasonable, logical, and whatever. But in the heat of the emotion, he got drawn out, and he went Tesco's.
He got drawn out. It's different, but like that's not. Like I said, we're talking.
But you went. But we went Tesco's with the big 4-5
and a child.
Huh?
I think you need a wife. Not to say because I don't think these things are stupid,
bro.
I think it's. I can't call it stupid.
Just because you have a wife and a child doesn't mean you can't do something stupid.
But I've not said that. Now you're saying something I didn't.
No,
say.
you're saying that you need to have a wife and a child
To understand the specifics of this situation. I didn't give you a general. That's the reasons why I said it. He's upset about the mother of his wife, the mother of his pickney, and his brethren chatting to her. I'm saying that emotional combustion, how you deal with situations, I wouldn't call any. I would be like, I get this.
No,
I would.
Bro, I'm saying if in that situation you come to my residence, I can be overly sensitive, and it not be stupid. That could be reckless.
Again,
that could be reckless. You're coming here and you're doing that. The moment, in that situation, I jump in my car, I text you when I say where you at. So I'm trying to find you. I don't care.
I've gone home. Man is calling me a pussy and saying all of these things.
Yeah. So what
it's stupid for me to go.
So go and get a knife.
Wait a minute.
So go down there, get a knife, and start chopping him up. Then.
Nah. The same example that you were saying that you're calling him a pussy and he's coming to link you now. Yeah. If he's coming, if he knows that you're a shooter, he's gonna bring a whap.
No, he what?
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
They know each other.
This is all stupid because man's like, thank you.
But let's say Relly is a shooter.
Right.
He's a stabber. He's everything.
Right. And he's calling me a pussy. He's chatting to my gal.
And he's gonna come link you
with a pencil.
I'm not coming empty-handed.
Come on,
bro. I'm not going, bro.
No, you're Relly.
If I'm Relly.
Yeah.
Oh, and I know that if I'm Relly and I know a man's coming with the 4-5.
No, you don't know. Everybody knows that you're the guy with the 4-5. If I've got,
I got the thing. So I got the thing.
Yeah. But you calling me a pussy? I'm not coming to you empty-handed. I'm not coming to link you empty-handed.
That's what I'm saying. This thing can't be stupid to me.
Bro, even that's okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. That's stupid as well. Because let's reverse it. Yeah. Let's say you got the 4-5.
All right.
You're Relly.
Yeah.
You're at Tesco's.
Yeah.
You will chat into my thing.
Yeah.
I know that you're
not at Tesco's, by the way.
Huh?
They're not at Tesco's.
I'm just using it like.
Because you know what it is. If we're gonna do that.
They're at a parking lot.
Tesco park.
Okay, let's go.
Because there's parking lots in the hood, yeah. Like for example, shout out the man from Edmonton that I know, Krispy Kreme's parking lot. Yeah. You could just
name
say
me
that,
your parking lot then. Bro.
No, but I'm saying to you because it's a designated area where the man them link. It's all part of the same thing. It's not like random.
Bro, it could be anywhere.
But no,
bro, it could be. The point is, from when you leave your house. Regardless of what the situation is, from when you leave your house with a firearm to go and do something like that, in that circumstance, in my opinion, is stupid. However, though, if you come to my residence within this argument, you have to get whatever comes through the door because I'm in my yard.
I think
both. From when I'm in my yard and I have to go like this, all right, let me go and pack this stuff and load up the car.
Because you're taking into consideration everything. Chuckie's taking into consideration just ASAP Rocky's behavior. I'm saying once you're in that world, forget the sensible behavior. If I'm in that world and I have a problem with someone and a man's messaging me and the problem is that you were speaking to my girl and you might be a recognized shooter now, for example, and you're chatting reckless to me. Brother, I've got a problem. I've not got a normal problem.
You're just throwing things in, by the way. We don't know whether he's a shooter like that anyway. We don't know about all of this.
No, but what I've said to you is,
from the facts,
all that, it's not going to be a simple situation because their man are all from that. And when you're from that, you can't have like sensible behavior. Otherwise, just don't subscribe to that world. Sensible behavior is not something you can facilitate over there. Occasionally you can, but within that world, there's so much ego, it doesn't leave room for me to go sensible behavior at all times. So if you can't comply to that, don't get involved. And everyone knows the rules, bro. Everybody knows the rules. Some people could be like, oh, it's stupid that you can't go to the hood and wear your chain without... I don't think it's not stupid. I think that if you go to the hood with something that other people can't afford, you're going to get robbed.
I don't think that's stupid.
No, but I know some people that I've spoken to about situations like that. That's so bad. It's so stupid. Why can't you wear what you want? Like, there are unwritten rules over there. And I think, honestly, from the people that I've encountered, certain man, when it comes to their gal, I've seen man in their yard like, fam.
Do you know what I think what you use about the jewelry thing is a good example as well? is because when you go, especially if you go till it ends, yeah, and you're wearing. So let's say, for example, I'm not from Tottenham, but I go to Tottenham and I'm wearing my Rolex or whatever, and a man comes up to me and he takes off my thing. Obviously, it's unfortunate that I get moved to. I've gone into an ends that's not mine. Whatever. The man of there, yeah. But the man of, you know what I'm saying? The man have done that. But I've gone there.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I've gone there. This is their place. So my thing is why I'm saying that, like, if you're in your yard and a man comes there and he's coming with any type of, then ultimately you have to just deal with what. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, when you leave your yard with a firearm to do that over this.
Don't say this. Don't say over this.
Bro,
that's why I said to you need a wife then.
Fam.
When you have a wife and a child, it's too different.
Fam, when you leave your house with a firearm in New York and you go in a parking lot to go and shoot your brethren, it's stupid, bro.
But I don't
you
think
can't do that.
Shoot him.
Yeah,
I think it's gone
you
with
can't
the
do
whack,
that.
I do hear what he said.
You can't do that.
Just to go with a firearm is a problem.
That's
Bro,
that's
you know
my whole thing.
You know my whole thing is, I think everyone's maybe I'll end it here because no point.
But I'll leave you on your point. Go on.
I think everyone's looking at it from the perspective of like, not. This is the way I'm absorbing the information where it's confusing to me. Like, it's dumb to people that do not live that lifestyle. It is stupid to those people because they're never going to encounter that problem. They're never going to have to deal with that type of situation, or it's very rare they're going to have to deal with that. I'm saying to people that live in that world, the example you gave of just the roads being crazy. If you're going to approach a man on some heat in regards to your baby mum and he's texting you some bullshit, you can't go there with a baseball bat talking about let's play rounders. Do you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm not saying you go there with the intention but you're going there to let man know when it comes to my family, don't bother with it. Yeah. And I just think
don't shoot.
Maybe it went a bit, but there's no proof that he shot.
And this is the thing.
Now you're back in Melly.
This is the thing. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but
do you know what
the reality is that, like, obviously I'm not a person who lives that lifestyle, but I'm so familiar with it. I understand it. I fully 100 million% understand the dynamics that man are living within. I get it. But for me, bro, it's still a stupid act to do.
Is it stupid?
It's just the act of leaving your house with a firearm to go and shoot somebody in a parking lot in that scenario. I don't think it's stupid to shoot somebody or to protect yourself. There's a bunch of nuances within that. But from when you set your sights out to leave your property or wherever it is to go into a public area and do that, you're opening yourself up to a whole bunch of madness.
I mean, specific to the situation as well. I don't know if he shot anyone, so that's the reason.
Yeah, we don't even know. You know what it is? We actually don't even know if he did shoot anyone because he might not even have done it.
Because that's my whole thing. In this situation, I'm not saying he shot anyone. So when I'm speaking from the perspective of I don't know if he shot anyone, but I'm talking about the whole act in totality. I cannot label it stupid.
I could even understand. I could potentially understand why a man was confront. Like, how could you be like? We don't even know if this is true. This is all allegedly, but let's just say that this is true.
Yeah.
I can understand how a man could feel as though I brought my gal around. You're doing overly bare flirtings. Then on top of that, you're just texting me stuff. I'm not even loving that.
When I've gone home, the car ride home, me and Rihanna were probably quiet. And then when we got to the yard, I'm like, hey, what was that all about? Now we're arguing about that. Yeah. And a man's texting me bullshit.
Yeah, like, I could understand.
You think it's stupid for me to go, fuck, you think I'm a joke? So you think I'm a joke, man? Bro. This nigga thinks I'm a joke, man. Say no more. Let me just go and show him I'm not a joke, man.
No, I could understand
not with the
why
intention
man might want
to
see you.
Yeah.
I could understand why a man might say, listen,
that's why
I'm saying. I need to see you.
Yeah, but I reckon he did.
What I'm saying.
So what he does is when I get there to see you, your temperature is going to determine what happens with this.
It's looking like you got the thing.
Yeah, like, I'm not. It's not like I've gone here and said I'm going to shoot you. If I get there like, yo, my brother, that's my family, you get me, rare. I don't care. Brother, I will cap you right now. Do what you want, I don't care. Is this still stupid?
Yes.
He has more to lose in it as well. I think that has to be considered. Rocky has, like, not that Relly's life is less, but like the fact that Rocky's the one that blew.
All I know is Relly's on the stand right now saying, this is what happened, mate. Yeah? And he's saying, this is what happened. And if he gets found guilty, my neck, my back, my elbows, I can't work. I need 60 mil.
Yeah, I'm suing for damage.
And that's that.
That's true, though.
Wow, yeah, bare time has gone by. Anyone taking in the Essential album?
We've got time. Yes.
You have listened to it, yeah? Poe, have you? It's not your thing, is it?
It's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But shout him out,
so.
getting crazy. Unfortunately, no.
Why would you?
I know it's not for me, so why am I gonna just like...
I respect that.
Okay. Like, I rate my man, I rate what he's doing, but I can appreciate from the packaging and everything. Look at me, bro.
Because you know what it is? Sorry, I cut you.
But all I said was, look at me, I'm wearing a cardigan. Like, I don't look like a Central C listener, do I, really?
I don't, like, respectfully, I'm just not a Little Baby fan like that. So I'm probably not going to just try.
Yeah,
Unless you tell me, unless somebody came in the room one day and said, no, bro, trust me, this one, you got to give it a go. Then I will. I'll jump in my car and I'll go and listen to it. But other than that, if it comes out on Friday, I'm probably not going to listen to it. But I did listen to this. And I liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I did. Congratulations to Bello as well, Central's manager. Reason why I wanted to highlight him is because I follow him on Instagram, yeah, and I look a lot at his Insta posts because he's quite active in like his thought processes. I feel like he has a lot of things on his mind, and he sometimes goes on Instagram and he sort of lays down what he's trying to do and the plans, and like, I don't know, it's just he breaks down a lot of very interesting stuff. And over that time period of watching him, seeing somebody have a plan, writing it down and sharing elements of it, and then a couple of years later, you're starting to see how it's playing out. I just think it's quite a sick thing. Adding to the fact that he used to manage Rimsey before, I don't know if you know that. He was a manager of Rimsey. I just feel like he's made some really cold moves and used his brain in such an interesting way. A man who's come from the road. I love to see somebody like getting that level of success with something that is good as well. Do you know what I mean? Get the track list.
I like the fact Young Spray was using the intro.
Oh yeah, big up Spray as well.
That made me happy.
I think they went to a football game or something like that,
NFL him.
NFL game.
Chip and Central C. I just like Central C
like
comes across as very normal to me.
Yeah.
Very,
St. Patrick's, GBP, Toy Freestyle. By the way, the production on St. Patrick's is cold, by the way.
Top 3 up north is kind of cold as well.
I don't know if I like that one.
Shout out Cole Palmer,
really
I saw that.
catchy.
And shout out whatever button they push for Central C.
Yeah.
That button's crazy.
10 with Skepta, hard. And I like the fact that as well, that they didn't try to do anything like, I don't know. I just wouldn't have wanted to hear like a down tempo thing or anything like that with Skepta. I want to hear 140. Live. I want to hear 140 authentic. You get what I'm saying? That. Like, I want to hear that Skep. You get me?
He's got a boy better no tap. He'll do that.
Yeah, of course. And what else? What else did I like? I can't remember what else I liked. Oh yeah, I kind of. Do you know what? At first, I didn't even really love that Young Dirk rhythm. I didn't even really like it. You know, the flip, the So Sick flip, and that. I just thought, I don't know if I love that.
Like it now?
Yeah. When I listened to it in the whip and I started blasting it, I was like, you know what? I like it. I like the fact that they didn't. It would have been so easy for them to go and just do a whole another trappy type thing, but they didn't. They did something different. And it makes me think, when I listen to the song, yeah, it does make me think that the Dirk situation has been, unfortunately, a big hindrance to what they were probably trying to plan to do. Because that song there, I think they would have pressed the extra button on that. See that button that you're talking about? And in bridging the gap with Dirk being incredibly certified from where he's come from, but also knowing that Dirk is, you know, it's been documented that he's on changing his life a lot. He's been trying to make certain types of moves or whatever. I think for the both of them, it would have just been a sick moment. And then we would have probably saw a lot of moments of like Dirk pulling up at shows and whatever. Especially like Dirk was here quite recently. That was the first time I think he'd ever been to the UK. So you know that, you know, a festival would have happened, Central would have been doing that, Dirk would have come out, it would have been another one of those big moments or whatever. That definitely is not going to be happening anytime soon. Unless Dirk finds a way to bust that case. And boy, the way that one's looking, I don't know about that.
Can I say this quickly? So he is expected to sell 35k first week.
Yeah.
And chart number 9. And somebody tweeted on Billboard, first week sales only reflect US activity. This figure does not account for global streams or sales. Historically, UK rap acts have never been able to break through here. This is impressive achievement. So remember, you lot said who would be likely to break the US.
This is my only thing. Yeah, my only thing is that like I'm always personally just me. There's a personal thing for me. It's always hard for me to have numbers conversations.
Oh no, I'm just
always. And I know that you're not trying to do that. The reason being is because I'm always just from the point of, is it good? Do I like it? And then we can sit and have conversation about impact. With impact, yeah, there is an argument to say that when something sells a lot, that there is an element of impact in there, but that isn't always necessarily the case. Like somebody can sell a lot of music and not necessarily have like strong impact in culture in the way that I particularly like. So usually when people do the numbers element stuff, like I just stand back and watch it. Here's my bias though. The only time that I am probably a little bit more invested in numbers is if it is with somebody, an artist that like if I have some type of involvement with them. So let's say it could be my best mate who manages an artist, or it could be poet who manages so-and-so, whatever, yeah. It's like, naturally, first and foremost, it needs to be good. But the numbers element, I'll pay attention to because I know that in some way can translate into financial gain that helps my friend set his family up. So from that point, I'm always going to be like, yeah, okay, cool. But outside of that, you see it selling this, that, and the fourth, that does absolutely nothing to me.
That's let's say, assuming, I don't know when they say it sells 35, how many people have listened to it. But if that is 35,000 people, then that's 35,000 people that have also been exposed to Skepta and to Dave.
Yeah, that may not necessarily. But this is the thing, yeah. Time, like, because I wanted to bring up what Semtex was saying. Semtex went online and he was talking about, this is the greatest one. Well, no, he didn't say this is. He said one of the greatest UK rap albums of all time. I think it's way, way, way too early to say that, purely because, again, this is my opinion, is that over time, you will be able to see the ripple effects of what this does, if it does something. Because maybe what could happen is, there's two sides to this, isn't it? One side could be, you know what? Cinch alone goes through the roof and he has a moment by himself and it's just like, he tours all over the place. He makes another shitload of money and that's great for him. It's great for his family and whatever else, yeah? But really, it doesn't do anything for anyone else. Right. Do you get what I'm saying? It don't do nothing for, okay, yeah, you can say this person featured on the album or whatever, but what did it do for culture? What did it do? Or you can give it some time and you can say, looking back, you know what? People started dressing like this, it changed that, it changed this person started to come true, the doors started to open, all of these different... That's when I believe you can turn around and say that. So when I look at some of my personal favourites, yeah, let's say A Little Deeper by Miss Dynamite. Yes, it didn't sell the same as what Central has done, but if you look at the cultural context, so the scene was very different at that time. Yeah. But what she actually did, she sold a lot, but what she actually did, how that penetrated culture. There are so many girls that will turn around and say, I wanted to dress like her. I wanted to be like her. I just wanted to, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
she was like everyone's older cousin.
Everyone's.
Slow down.
And so now we can look back at that with like fond moments and say, this is why it's important that we talk. This is why this pod in particular, I always like to reminisce about certain things because a lot of people forget about that. Like, people will come out and say, no disrespect, but they'll come out, something will happen one day and they will just say, this is the greatest thing that ever. And then sometimes you have to turn around and say, well, boy, I remember when Kano, you know what I mean? I remember when Dizzy, you know, I remember when Estelle, like those conversations have to be thrown in that too. So, but that's not for me to put any disdain on that. I'm just saying we have to give that time
Yeah.
before we could ever say anything about that.
Also,
Unless, sorry, bro, it's my last thing. Unless your only argument and premise of what is great is based upon number. And if that is, then that's you.
I think, honestly, oversaturation confuses people on what they like or not. And I think I've now seen what Joe Budden and Kanye West have been talking about for the past 5-6 years. This is not to take away from the product. This is to not say the product's not good and not what it needs to be and all of that. I think this is all incredible, bro. This is sick. But a button's been pressed because an investment's been made. So when you're crediting certain things, it's very difficult for me to tell if you are crediting the button being pushed or the product. A lot of people can't tell the difference. Only in time you can tell the difference. Like Bashi's album, that's something for culture for me. Something very, very, very remarkable for culture. Even his comeback and the way in which he's done it. Him and Scorcher, especially, for me, are a product of culture. Very much so. And you see why they're significant figures. Because when they come back, they're embraced. It's like you can leave. It's almost like religion. You don't have to say to God, please, can I be a Christian? You just go to church and you do your thing and you're a Christian. And you live by the... And that's what this culture does. Whereas the place that Central CEE'S is very unforgiving. It's very unforgiving. So I understand why he has to say the numbers and he has to be in all the spaces, because it's to play that game. And it's very difficult to see when you're playing that game the impact on culture, because your loyalty isn't really within culture, it's within the numbers situation, which is so far removed from culture. So when people are making these statements like Chuckie said, I think it speaks to excitement, which we should be excited.
Yeah, definitely.
But it does speak to a little bit of you have an agenda when people are this excited, especially when you've been around here for a little while. I've no problem saying these things. You've seen practices happen. You've seen people get big. You've seen people. And now that I've just seen the Drake thing, and Drake released a song called No Face, and you can check the credits. Octavian's produced it. Go check the credits.
Swear.
Go check the credits. This is what I'm trying to say to people. Let's go take a look at stuff a little bit deeper, like the album. Let's go take a look at stuff a little bit deeper. When the world's not looking, you didn't even know that. Why? Because the button's not being pushed.
Right. Can I do?
Is it true? Go take a look.
Can I do Angel's Advocate while he's checking?
Of course. But that's not to take. I don't want to take away from his success.
No.
But this is just the manipulation of numbers and all of that. I just decided to step away from it.
It doesn't even say.
I'll send you it to you.
You once. Oh, not once. You multiple times you said this, whereby you said that like it's all about the next generation and like they have the ideas and they're the best. They're the best, right? So, would you say, objectively speaking, it'd be difficult with this question, but objectively speaking, would you say there's a generational bias when it comes to the new gen doing their thing? Do you think that?
In what sense?
You need to be a bit more specific, because
I'm gonna specify. So in terms of like we are from a time of noticing that the culture was taken advantage of, still being taken advantage of, and you see those people who stay true to their culture breaking through, doing what they got to do, giving back to the community, doing X, Y, Z, and then this new generation is doing what they can do because doors have been closed, and if a door is opened, who are they to deny the door being open or the button being pressed in this case? So like, do you think there's a generational bias from the older generation looking down at the younger generation?
I think they just don't know how to speak to each other. EA Sports is like this, yeah. The best example of a black man doesn't have to do anything for black people. He's already done it. And what I mean by that is, if you are an individual from culture, and I've never seen somebody like you, so let's use Dizzy Rascal, I've never seen somebody like you open up for Jay-Z. You don't have to do anything anymore. You've basically was the example of a council estate you that opened up for Jay-Z at Wembley, off the premise of making things like I Love You and authentic. That's something we can all relate to. So then all of a sudden, I'm looking at a man do stuff that I'm capable of doing in a different way, and achieving. And it's not too far removed from what I was doing. A little bit like when Chuckie was growing up, he must have looked at certain DJs from his ends doing their thing like, I can do that. Now that is how you inspire, and that's how you be a great example of culture.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're not changing your image, you're not changing your sound, you're changing nothing about yourself. You're just being a better person than you were yesterday, and you're still relatable to your hood. So the contribution you're making is so great. And Chuckie said something interesting. Chuckie said, like, this project right here, we're not seeing, or, you know, you got to see the impact it has on everyday culture and so on and so forth. That will determine. What's difficult for me is that when I take a look at generations that are younger than me, my cousin will behave the same as them. Or I have friends that have sons or whatever. I just see whatever example it is. Although it may not be with me at my age group, I see it day to day because I'm in an environment where loads of those products should exist. And for whatever reason, I don't see that product too often in my neck of the woods. For whatever reason. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean it's not real. It's just not something that I see that frequently. So I always relate to that product moving that much has more to do with the television being on mute, and it's more relatable. Married with good, you know, ability and talent and all of that brings what you have right here. So therefore, the output, the number at the end of it is just confusing because there's so much things to do with that are not culture and that are not even talent. Not to say he doesn't embrace culture and he's not talented, but there's too much information that's got to do with loads of other things that brings it where it is today.
Okay.
That's what makes it confusing. Sorry.
My answer to that question in this case scenario, I would say no, because one thing that I've noticed in this situation, I've seen so many people from older generation really embrace him
100%.
and this. So I don't think that it's that. I think if anything, yeah, sometimes like when you get a little bit older, you stay in the things that resonate with you, and you respect the younger lot doing their thing. So that's why for me it's like I don't look at some of the stuff that is happening from different generations and say that's shit. I just say some of it is not my thing. This is my thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But I can still respect this though. I can still respect it, or I can still objectively say, I think that's shit. It's not that I'm saying that what the generation is doing is shit. I just might not just like that. But I think that we're at a stage now where people from my generation and maybe even a little older are looking at like pockets of the younger generation and really, really encouraging it and showing it some type of love. I don't think that people can turn around so much and say, this one doesn't do that and this one don't embrace. These lot have been really on that. I think the other conversation has been more of a grime thing because they were talking about all the separations in generations and that there, and that's maybe a different conversation. But I would say from what I've seen in recent time, nah. And again, you know, pushing all of that aside, like, you know, what it's predicted to do and the culture and all of that type of stuff. You know what? A project landed. I listened to it in my car. And I felt like I wanted to listen to it again. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I felt like that was almost like a soundtrack to my weekend. And that was surprising to me because I would have thought, knowing me, I would have probably have given it a listen. Maybe because of obviously I rate Bello, innit? So I would have just listened to it off the back of that. And also I do like Central. I think Central is good.
Central can spit, bro.
Yeah. I think Central's good. I would have given it a listen and I think that I would have probably said, you know what he has delivered is objectively good, but it's just not for me. That's what I thought I would have said. Right. But when I listened to it, I was like, I actually like this. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I actually like this. It's made me, and this is really genuine. I never have felt like, you know what? Like, I really want to go to a Central show unless the opportunity provides itself, because obviously I'd still like to see him live. There wasn't an eager to see it, but after listening to that, I want to go and see how that looks like in the arena. I want to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? I want to do that.
He done a shout out to him. He done a show at Cold Coles. I think AG was there as well.
Yeah.
Right, Hcpod.
It's a fan thing.
One thing I would say about Central, this guy is unapologetically British. Like,
yeah, man.
When I heard him on that feature on the J. Cole project, like, first of all, he bodies his verse. Can't lie.
Yeah.
He bodies his verse on that J. Cole song with Bass. But on top of that, he just sounds so British. Like everything about him is just so London centric. But it's not. It's more London centric than it is culturally for me, if that makes any sense.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
But it is very London.
Yeah.
Like I can never say it's not London.
Yeah.
But it is almost like a London starter pack. Do you know what I mean? Rather than something a little bit more specific, just for me.
Yeah.
But in terms of the job that he needs to do to be him, man can't do it like him.
Yeah.
Honestly, man can't do it like him, bro.
I like him, man.
He's
a good guy as well.
And he's bare normal.
Yeah, proper.
Just bare normal. Like,
And could I be honest with you? From my encounters with him, you see all of this number stuff, he don't care about that.
He doesn't
He
give
don't
a
care.
shit. Do you know what I
He's
love?
just cutting through.
The biggest.
He's just cutting through.
Do you know the best thing Central Cee's done for me in this whole thing? And I had to go, you're a rude boy. His response to H's diss track.
Yeah.
Because H went crazy.
Yeah, yes.
H went
I wanted
crazy.
to talk about that.
H
I
went crazy.
I wanted to say something about it, but go on.
Man can't move like H didn't go crazy.
Nah, H went bonkers.
And do you know what his response was to H going crazy?
Fire.
Fair enough.
There. Fire.
Brother,
Yeah.
I just said, because I don't know Central, but that response seemed far too genuine for
I'll
me.
give the backstory on that a bit, yeah. So obviously, in a bar, I don't know what the song is. Is it Up North? I can't remember which rhythm it is. Sorry if I got it wrong,
It
innit?
wasn't Up North.
But it's where he basically says he felt like a idiot. He went to the Brits and whatever, and then they gave the award to H. Yeah? And I remember
when he won the award though.
I remember I went to the after party, Move Good, Manny Norte's thing or whatnot, yeah. And I remember, if I'm being honest, I'm sorry everyone, but I noticed that there was something that was feeling weird in the room.
Everyone was upset that H won.
Yeah, there was something that was feeling weird in the room.
Everyone
Yeah.
was.
But I think what didn't help it, yeah, was that Clint was evidently livid. And he was on internet saying stuff, yeah. And obviously people was on the internet just saying stuff or whatever. So I know that the moment that Sench said H in any way, shape or form,
He was ready.
H was saying, all right, ready. This was the day I'm going in the booth and I'm letting it off. And he did. And he actually did.
He went so
But
mad.
you can't rap with H on the microphone, you know.
H is,
H
some
is a
grime.
madman on the
He
microphone.
went crazy. But do you know what's so mad? Because he only gave a line and he didn't give much away, when you do that whole track and then a man says Fez,
Yeah.
optically, without listening to the track and all of that, optically, it is absolutely hilarious to
It
me.
is.
It's hilarious. I'm like, Central, you're too hilarious. But credit to H though, he went crazy.
He did. And my prediction is, though, Sench is going to say something again now. That's my prediction. But this is when I think he's going to say it. Once everything is settled, because obviously everyone's still doing the first week numbers and this, that, and whatever. Once that's done, and there's just a little bit more time, he's probably going to drop a freestyle. Not for H, but he'll do that. Because every once in a while he does that. He'll probably be outside a car or just be outside somewhere. You know what I mean? His hair won't be half braided. And he'll just be saying some shit and then there'll be a next line. That's my prediction.
Second song.
Honestly,
Second song in. Oh, 5
I'll be
star.
real. H might be a little bit upset though, because think about it. He's the cool Cajun, and Central C ain't all the way black, if anything black. He's now the cool Cajun.
But don't you
better
also
looking,
think? Don't
he
you
gets,
think?
probably gets more gal.
Yeah.
He's more with the clothing. He's more swaggy. He's doing up and taking the, because obviously when you do the commercial thing, it's about the crown. And I just think if H at one point had the crown, Central's comfortably got it now. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of, because this is white on white crime. I love white on white crime. Take a little break from black on black. The white on white crime is hilarious. And in this stage of white on white crime, if I was a right MC rapper that cared about that white on white crime, I'm looking at Central C and I'm saying, there is no way I'm surpassing this guy. Like, there's no way. If you are any white rapper up and coming right now, I know you probably look at Central C and say, but in no coming moons are you going to be bigger than Central C. I just thought I'd let you know in a cardigan with a little scarf around my neck.
Angel's advocate though.
Go on.
Could it not be like a bit of therapy for H though? Because like,
Both
I
can
know
be
that
true.
you're saying that, but it's like, if something is, I'm not saying it's weighing heavy on a man's shoulders, but it's irking you a little bit, innit?
But
Just
why
a
is it
little
irking
bit.
you?
So now,
But why?
I've won the thing, and there's just bare distaste in people's mouths and that. So obviously, Central said my name. Let me just say what I need to say, and now I'll feel alright for it now.
Yeah,
because I've got it off my chest now.
Still white on
basically,
white
you're, huh?
Still white on white crime.
yeah. I'm just.
They tried it before with H and RD. They're like, no, we're sticking together.
I'm just making more sense because
together,
I can't remember how you said it, but it was like H might still feel something, and I'm like, but
of course he does. That's
but
why
I'm saying once you get it off, don't you get in the like when you get in the booth and you get it off, ain't you feeling better for that now?
When a man responds, fairs. Nah.
Do you know what it's like? You know what it's like? You confront your brethren or your girl about something now, yeah, because you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then she's just like, well,
I'll give you an example.
She said, no, this is what she could do. No, I don't really agree, but all right, cool.
I'll give you an example of this with this.
You're
It's
like,
happened
what?
in real life because I know exactly what you're saying. In 2011, 2012, Reggie H used to throw these bad boy parties.
Yeah, what were they called again?
I can't remember what they were called, but this is before we got the Reggie H we get today. This boy was cheeky.
Pure cheeky, you know?
He was, fam,
He's
Reggie
cheeky.
H was cocky, bro.
Yeah.
He was cocky.
He was
cocky, my guy.
Yeah.
So he used to throw these bad boy parties, yeah?
Wreckfest?
Nah.
And he threw it, and then I think he advertised on Twitter he's going or something like that. And I can't remember how on social media the interaction went, but Mitch must have alluded to the fact that he was going to the party, and Reggie H was like, "Oh, is it?" It was that type of. I'm paraphrasing here. So Mitch must have been like, "Is it?" You ain't like Reggie H like, "Oh, are you going?" Anyway, he got into the party. Mitch went up to him like, "Oh, I told you I'll get in." Reggie H was like, "Yeah, cool," and walked off. Now, like,
That's not the response you want.
that's not the response. This ain't what you want. Like, I know that's not what. I thought a man might have been like, all right, you got me, or something just to play the mood. But to just dismiss it off like that.
No, that's not what you want. You want
How
nothing.
greedy.
You want nothing or you want smoke back.
My guy, you know.
You want nothing or you want smoke. You kind of want to know that it's disrupted.
It's
the boat
bothered
in
you a
some
bit.
way. Yeah.
Don't try and be cool as a cucumber.
Man said his ex thing looked like his cousin.
Who said that?
He said that.
Oh, when he said these ex thing looked like his cousin. Brother, my belly.
Hey, I've seen that bare times though, where a man's gal looks like it could be their cousin.
Oh,
I've
man.
seen that.
That's
bare
why
times.
It never happens to me.
What?
Is that like semi-narcissism?
Yeah, it is. When your gal looks like you, that's crazy.
I've seen couple couples that look like each other. And I'm
Yes.
just like, you know, you lot are gonna have ugly kids.
Yeah.
What did you say? Yes, well, don't say things like that. You don't know. You haven't seen the child. But ugly kids.
That's hilarious.
So I don't know, man. I just.
Hey, talking of that, just very quickly.
But
I want to wrap up.
Before we go.
Ugly kids.
Shout out white on white crime.
Yeah,
Long
of
may it continue, and let's bring out some
Long
type
may
of
it
trident
continue.
for them as well. Not only are they appearing at football matches and fighting before and after, but they're also violent within music as well. H and Central C got me extremely scared. I'm scared for my well-being.
Big up Sench though. Definitely big up Sench. Big up Bello.
And big up
And
H,
I do,
man.
and it also it has inspired me. I do want to bring back the checkup at some point. But anyway, quickly,
Yeah, please
because
do.
I want to just wrap this. Yeah, Potter, like, because while we're here, obviously Potter, he got engaged to his girl.
Did he?
Yeah.
Come on.
Big him up.
We're rating that.
Big moves.
Big him up. Honorable shout out to Potter.
Come on, Potter, man. Settle down season, man.
But couple of the sides have stepped out on a vibe of you what?
What sides?
Huh?
Not the chips.
Yeah.
Not the
Nah.
mashed
They've
potatoes.
stepped out on a vibe of what? You're
Sweet
doing
corn.
what?
Everything.
The garlic peas.
Everything.
Don't tell me the garlic bread because that is when it gets tricky.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Both sides cooked.
Do you know
We
what?
say
though?
halloumi. He said the halloumi. The two sides of halloumi just came out.
What do you think about that, Chucks? I think everyone's selfish.
I don't have the context, so I don't know what he's told his gal and all of that. Yeah, but the bigger point that I wanted to, because just so it's clear, basically they've stepped out on the vibe of what? That's not what you told me. You said that you was gonna do it to me. You was gonna give it to me. That's what's basically happened. Yeah, but I'm predicting, don't give a shit. Reason being why I'm predicting he don't give a shit is because he picked the one he wanted. Yeah. And that's just that, right? You got to just take that one to the bank and charge it, all right? So, but what I wanted to bring up though, yeah.
That's true. I'm sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's like, bro, okay, cool. I might have said that, but you know what? I was juggling a couple, but this is what I've realized this is what I want. This is the one I've decided I'm going for. And that's that. Now, look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that that's just obviously what's happened. Now, what I'm saying is, this was a conversation I had with somebody before where she was saying, I can't remember exactly how she put it, but it was along the lines of, it's hard sometimes for a woman to be able to differentiate whether a man is taking them serious or not, because they sometimes seem to do the same thing both sides. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, what they might do for the side is what they might do if they were taking you really, really serious. So how would a woman be able to differentiate whether a man really, really likes you or not, or whether he's actually just a quick thing, chop, like here for the moment?
I can't speak for women. I don't know what they're dealing with. It's not my concern. But I can speak for the brothers. I've been heartbroken before on some Drizzy Drake stuff, and I've pulled through the same way Future has. Best thing I ever did was fall out of love. Now, man, let me talk to you lot, because you lot claim you love yourselves. You don't love yourselves too much. You keep hiding behind material possessions, Instagram photos with filters. I see you guys as well. And now you're getting several things done. What you need to understand is the older you get, the less significance these things mean. So I've always put it down to this, Chuckie. If me and this girl can chill in minimal resources, I don't mind maximizing. But if at the start,
I like that,
we're living a lifestyle which is not sustainable in order to impress someone, I'm here to tell you this ain't a job interview. So a lot of these people will use high-end examples of happiness that are not sustainable to say, I thought I was the one. What you're doing, women, and maybe some of you guys, is you're personalizing the experiences within your life without understanding that guy might have gone to the spa 7 times this week and you were just Tuesday. Why is this spa day so important to you but it's not important to him? That means it's not important. So that picture you throw up, spa day with my bae, it doesn't mean anything until it means something. So you should find out if it means something first. Not that it just means something to you. You're too concerned with your 24 hours. So I'm glad you got her. That's not everybody, but that is a great deal of people. I see a lot of gal, my man done this for me, my man that, he done this, he done that. What time did he spend with you? Everything he done is affordable, you can buy it, or is like, what did he do for you that don't have an Argos catalogue number? Or don't have like what are we doing here? And it's happening too often. Guys as well, man. Guys think the best way to translate love to somebody is to spend money. And take it from somebody that loves to spend money. Loves to spend money. I used to love spending money on gal as well. And guess what? I still do. But you need to designate the areas that it makes sense. And gal, stop falling for the same tricks. I'll write the handbook and I won't give it to you. But stop falling for the same trick. It doesn't make sense. He likes me because he took me to Dubai.
Yeah, that's dead.
Go in Dubai.
That's dead.
He likes me because we went on a dinner date.
Oh, hold on.
You need to give me... Everybody have to eat, dog. One girl said to me, but you took me on a date. I said I was hungry.
Yeah. But no, this is what I will say is like, in that Dubai one, maybe though, if taking somebody on holiday is nothing, then ultimately it isn't anything. But if taking you on holiday could be a stretch, then it might actually mean something. Do you get what I'm saying? So for example now, let's say I'm really up.
For the guy?
Yeah. Let's say I'm really up.
Yeah.
I've got resources. Like we could go anywhere. I could get a helicopter.
Yeah.
Let's just get a helicopter. Let's just go somewhere on a helicopter. Now, obviously to her, that might seem like a really, really beautiful gesture.
Yeah.
And it is a nice gesture. But I know nothing that. Because I got the money for that.
Chat to them.
Do you get what I'm saying? However though... Huh?
Obviously you're talking about you.
No. Absolutely not.
Lying.
However though, if this is something I got to save up to do, Because you get what I'm saying? This is something I would really like to do with you. I got to save up for that. That is a way of knowing that a man is really interested.
I know man that do things for gal because they look nice. They don't even necessarily know if they like the gal. But they know the Instagram's going to be lit. They know their man them are going to rate them. We're living in an era where more people do things for strangers than themselves. So I'm saying, if you really want to know if somebody likes you, I would strip things back.
Yeah, facts.
If me and you can't be in my living room having a real one, watching Mr. Beast, which is crazy right now on Prime, please tune in, fam, on the 8th episode right now. I want to know who wins 5 million.
Right.
If we can't do simple stuff like that, why are we going Jamaica?
Yeah.
Why are we going? You want to say bonjour? We'll go to McDonald's and get some French fries. How about you want to go Paris? Pahu. So I'm just saying, people need heightened examples of happiness visually in order to feel like the person cares about them. That to me is a relationship starter pack. You need to know who you are so you know what you like, so then I know what to cater to you, which is different from her.
Yeah.
I know certain men that get into one relationship and do the same thing with every gal.
I was speaking more to just the intent in the mind more than the actual act. But pushing that aside, do you know what my thoughts is? I 100% agree with that, by the way. Like, that's facts for me. But what I will say is that more often than not, you're never really going to know. You're just never going to know. Because the reality is that some people can just be full of shit. And sometimes some people just can be genuine.
But you can know, though.
Huh?
You can know, though. Sometimes you can know. I'm sorry, there are certain gals.
Sometimes, I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can never know. Like, sometimes you can know. But there are going to be a lot of times when you will just never really know. So until maybe a certain amount of time has gone by. And even then, sometimes you find out that someone's been living a whole different type of life.
Don't make a judgment.
So you don't know. Sometimes you just don't know.
But
sometimes you got to just trust. Huh?
Then you shouldn't make a judgment. You just said you don't know, so you run with it like it's yes.
I didn't say that.
No. In sometimes you said sometimes you don't know, so it's best that you just know.
No, I'm saying. Look, this is the question.
Yeah.
How do you know the difference between the actions of a man who is taking you very seriously to the actions of a man who is maybe not taking you that seriously?
When you take yourself seriously.
Now, bearing in mind that sometimes people can just say words. So someone can turn around and say, do you know what? Like, I really do like you and I want this to be a thing or whatever. And their actions might not necessarily say that to that person. It might be that. But the point that I'm making is that the answer to that question is that sometimes you just won't know. You just won't know. Like, I see what you just said in regards to like sitting down and stripping things back. I like to do that organically anyway. I can just do that with a random gal, you know. Just sit down and just watch some TV and just hold the vibes and canoodle.
Yeah, so can I.
Right then. But if I really like you, I can also sit down and strip it back and watch TV and canoodle.
Yeah, so
do you get what I'm saying? So I just did both actions right there. But what's happening within here, which you might not necessarily know, is what is determined on how much I actually like somebody.
But what
then I will verbalize that.
But I said if I can't do that with you.
Right.
So that's the start of the journey. I don't like you like that at the start of the journey. But at least I know by stage 8, I can do that with you.
Right.
I'm saying to you, some niggas want to start off in Dubai
in
now
8.
and try and do that.
Yeah,
then
later.
It's too late.
Work.
She want to go back to Dubai. She want Christian Dior.
But the Angel's Advocate. Sometimes that stage 8 is some people's stage 1.
Well, then go back to them. Nobody go to me. I'm about to go.
Because that helicopter is a stage 1 for certain man, you know.
But if that's the stage 1 for you, trust me, your head's gone.
Yes, exactly.
But particularly if you can maintain that, though, that's fine.
No, even if
that's
you can
what I'm
maintain
saying.
it. If you can maintain it, your head's gone.
Yes, of course it is.
Do you understand how much people divorce during COVID? When they have to sit down with their gal and them can't do nothing, they have to look at them, look at their toes, smell their farts. When all of that had to happen, you have to really ask yourself, do I like this gal? Gal are asking myself, do I like this guy? I know so much gal that are with guys that have got fraud money and during COVID them broke up.
Yeah.
Fraud couldn't happen. Now you're just talking to this guy because he's here. You don't want to be around that. So I'm saying to you, a lot, and I'm sorry, more people are aware of what they like and they don't like. They just choose to not acknowledge it.
They ignore that. It's
like society has made you go. You don't even have to vote for who you like. Just go for the lesser of the two evils, and you take that approach into life. I don't need to like this guy as long as my bills are paid. Like, all of these weird things to say. Girl, I have to let you know, the way I love myself is crazy. If you don't feel the way I feel about myself...
Well, I mean, look, the other thing is as well, yeah, is that sometimes the sex ain't different.
Then that's bad. Because I've had some
Because hear what I'm saying, it's like, huh?
I've had some different sex.
What, between who you like and who you're just vibing with?
I've had vibing sex and it's better than with who I like.
There you go.
I had to leave. Because I realised I didn't like that. Went back to the vibe, man.
There you go. But sometimes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There is sometimes a difference, but sometimes it ain't. Sometimes you go in there with a certain vibe, and then like you provide that certain vibe with somebody else that you like. However, what's in your mind is what's changed. So like, I could be lipsing a girl. Okay, to be specific, I could be in bed with a girl, lipsing her, vibesing because I like lipsing. That's just my steez. But I'm just lipsing because I got a girl in my bed that I'm vibing with, she's attractive, and we're about to canoodle. However, though, I might have a girl in my bed that I really, really like, and I'm kissing her in my bed, but in my mind, the kiss is different though, because I really like you.
What stage are you at with these girls? Because if I get a gal on stage 1 and we're in my bed straight away, I don't feel that way about a gal that's waited 7 stages to get there. I'm rating her thing. It's the same act, but different. I'm saying for me.
No, stop.
What do you mean?
Stop
the cat.
It can't be cat.
Stop the cat.
Nah, because sometimes, come on, bro. Sometimes, man, meet a gal and from the rip it's on, and then you're just in now. That's it. You found your liking, and now you're in it.
Now you gotta speak for yourself, but then Chuckie, bro.
Well, you ain't, bro. That's not being your story.
To say that I want to spend the rest of my life with you?
You've never said that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with anyone.
That's a good point, Chuckie. That's a
good
point, Chuckie.
1-0.
The thing is, I'm a bad case study. I like every girl. So, but I'm just saying, for normal human beings, honestly, I would suggest that...
For normal.
Yeah, not for me. I've lost it, man. But for normal human beings, I would suggest that you find something that, first of all, is relatable.
Yeah.
Second of all, you understand. And third of all, love your blood clot self.
You have to love yourself.
Because too much of you people out here don't love yourself. You seek for validation in other people. And then when you find a partner, you just pour everything into that cup until your thing has got nothing left. Their thing's overflowing. Now it's too late. They feel so loved, you feel so lost. Now you're trapped in this thing. It's like the Matrix. Someone needs to unplug you. Where is Neo? Here I am. I'm the one, but I cannot commit.
If you don't love yourself, should you not be in a relationship?
You should never be in a relationship.
You should not be.
If you don't know where you're going in life, how dare you bring someone else on this confusing journey? You're fucking selfish. What do you want to do in the next year? I'm not sure, but I want to be with you. Sorry, darling, see that door? What? True it. This is nonsense, Chuckie.
But can't a woman help you to love yourself?
What?
Or a person to help you love yourself?
No, but that's you loving yourself based on her.
What are you talking about?
You're going to look for my love.
No, I don't love myself, but I've met somebody that's helping me love myself.
From her perspective.
This is a care worker. Big man.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
No.
Yes.
You have to love yourself, bro.
No.
But from your view, from your perspective.
If you want to win in life, if you genuinely
if I don't love me, but I meet somebody and she helps me to love me, I can love her off the fact that she's helping me to love me.
How?
Yeah, that don't work.
What are you talking about?
If you love yourself, this is crazy. If you love yourself, if you find out how to love yourself through her, you might not even love her, bro.
Oh, you just love yourself and you don't love her, and now she's got to go.
That sounds like a record.
Nah, but here what
you
I'm
don't know how to make your music pop, like do the thing. You sign off 2 million to these guys. They show you how to do it. They fuck off. Now you don't know how to do it no more.
Frank Ocean.
That sounds like love. Frank Ocean is the realest nigga since Tupac.
Yeah, but you know what? You might not love yourself now.
He did it.
You might not love yourself now,
Yeah.
but the way she's chatting to me about life and perspective and whatever is making me attractive to her.
Yeah.
But I still don't love me, but she's helping me with a perspective I never thought about before.
Because
and I love that. And I love the fact that there's a woman that couldn't think like that. So now I'm attracted to her. So now I want to be more around her now. And she's making me feel good. And as she's making me feel good, I'm starting to love on me a little piece more. But at the same time, I'm starting to love her now.
We are loving the world from her perspective, not from yours.
No, because her perspective might be to widen my perspective.
Big man, widen it with your blood clot self about your aunt, someone for widening something. That's a why anyway. And beyond that, for me, don't do anything too depressed. Don't do anything too excited. You have to be level-headed when you make big decisions. Take it from a man that's got tattoos on his arm and he doesn't even remember getting them. This is a man that clearly didn't know what he was doing. Me, I don't advise it. Let's try and know what we're doing in life. How about we want to get 25-year mortgage and these times we can't even pay our fucking mortgage for the year. Pay your rent. Pay your blood clot rent and see what you're doing. Huh? It's too expensive. And now you're homeless.
There you go. And then you're in King's Cross. And then that's a whole next thing.
And now you're on AG. You
yes, exactly. Hey. Any last bits? Oh, I forgot now.
Listen, our famous last words.
What's that? No, it's just... No,
you're good.
I think I had a howler, you know.
Did you?
Yeah.
We hadn't had a howler in
Time.
months.
Wait, in real life or just this show?
No,
'cause in real life I've had a
this
few.
show. There's a few howlers.
So,
bad.
I don't really want to call it a howler, but it is a bit of a howler, but it's not something I can laugh at. I'm going to send a video to the HC. Yeah, we got a local texting group, people.
Wait. So, you're not going to set me up to laugh now.
So basically, it says, I got a tweet. Look how much time the helicopter has as it flies directly into a commercial airliner. Honestly, you lot, please, at home watching this video, take a look at how long it takes.
Can you give context though for like?
I've just seen a tweet of a video of a helicopter with an ample amount of time to get out of the way of an aeroplane, and it doesn't. I would like to know why these things happen.
Do you want context? Do you know about this?
I know nothing.
It's the plane that crashed in. Is it DC?
In DC, 67 people died.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
What's going on?
It is a bit mad.
Do you understand where I'm coming from, Chuck? That looks like, ignorantly, but it looks like enough time for someone to move.
So, yeah. I mean, something tells me that the system within the aeroplane might have crashed. But I don't know about this helicopter, because it would be too much of a coincidence for both systems to crash.
We're in a Chuckie.
Yeah, this one's bonkers. Did you hear what Trump said about it?
What did Trump say?
Trump blamed the Obama and Biden administration for lowering the quote-unquote standards for people who get hired to the FAA or to like the aerospace, like the air traffic control. So he's like, they allowed like severely disabled people to go work there. And
I heard James O'Brien talking about it today.
This is why this has happened, because
Trump's logic is always to just shit on these other people.
Like, some of the stuff that he comes up with just sounds like an uncle, innit?
My sister hates him, bro.
It's not legit.
The only thing I know is he's bringing back 2 genders.
Yeah, he's Trump is something else.
He really is, isn't it?
He's something else, bro.
He's something else, bro.
I've never known one man that's more crazy than Trump, you know.
Well, do you know what the thing is though? It's like he's so something else that this could either go
bad or good,
really, really bad, or actually really, really good. Whereas most other people, when they come there, it just gets steadily worse.
Do you know what I like about Trump?
Do you get what
if
I'm
I
saying?
like anything, I say it to my sister can't stand him. I said to my sister, do you like Kamala Harris? She goes, no, I didn't like her as well. I said, but people like her. But everybody that likes Trump and hates Trump is the same reason. But with Kamala Harris, you have a different reason for liking her to the reasons why people hate her. With Trump, it's all the same reason. You just got to make up your mind if you like it or hate it. I like people like that. There's a consistent truth that allows me to know where I'll go on. You can even predict how they will respond to things. You see, when you don't even know why you like or dislike someone or not like them, them other people are too confusing. So at least Trump is what he is.
Yeah, I guess you got to figure out what you want to go for. Do you want to go for the one where it could be a really bad low, or potentially a really bad up? No, a really intensive high, which is great for people. Or do you want to go for the thing that is just progressively getting worse? It's just either one of the two, because it ain't gonna get any better.
Sounds like buying
you know
a
what
house
I'm saying?
England.
So do you want this, or do you want this, or like, because it could be either one of those, but either way the other one's gonna do this. Or should I say that?
Yeah, for real.
You get what I'm saying? Listen, I need to pee, so you can sign this one off.
People, man, all I want you to know is Joe Biden looks so much more healthier now. He is no longer president. He is alive. And so is love. People, go and seek some love. Go and find some love. And I feel like going towards Valentine's Day, let's settle down. Anyway, like Jerry Springer said, take care of yourself and each other. I'm wearing a cardigan.
New Bimbo?
Not out yet.
When?
March.